All right. Coming out of left field on this one, out of nowhere, Canserbero. Canserbero. Life, Vida, the album. So I've been wanting to do this for a little while. I kind of feel badly because there's a patron, Angel, who worked on the lyrics for me. Angel, I was on Genius just now. I'm not using Genius, but I got on Genius just to see if they actually had like an English version of the lyrics. And on Firefox, there's a button you can press where it translates everything automatically. So I did not see on Genius English version. However, all the work you may have done might have been for not. But you did say that going through and translating all the lyrics, and you're a big fan of Canserbero, and that it kind of made you appreciate the album more. So that's, I mean, there's still value there, right? But I was laughing just now going, oh, Jesus. Literally just boop, press the button, and it just, the whole page, the annotations, everything translates from Spanish to English. But there you go. I'm going to use the lyrics you punched up, the Angel punched up, just because I don't know how well that translate toggle works, and because he took the time to write it all up and go through it, and I appreciate that. And I feel badly because I kind of did you bad, Angel, on the Bad Bunny reaction, because you'd set up the lyrics and I just fucking forgot. I just straight forgot. I went to Genius instead. I was going to do this on Friday. I did the Denzel album instead because that's a little bit more probably audience acceptable, right, in terms of when I take these weird little rabbit holes off into, I would say Canserbero is underground, at least to the American audience, most likely, but he's got a pretty good, strong, almost 9 million monthly on Spotify. So there's a fan base for Canserbero out there. And everything that's going on right now, what is it? It is March 7th. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for a couple hours. You can tell by my eyes. Although, I'm so super self-conscious about the bags under my eyes. I don't know if anybody even cares other than me. I don't sleep much anymore. I only sleep about 6 hours. So if I'm going to bed at 9, I'm waking up about 3, and that's a pretty consistent routine. I got up about 3, a little after 3 this morning. Put on some chill music, Stars of the Lid, ambient, played some Warcraft. Been enjoying the new expansion, but my mind, trying to do everything I can to just not doom scroll this fucking war in Iran, right? And that's really why I'm here. I feel like every now and then I feel like some of these things just coincidentally line up, different albums with different events. And not to say that this album is going to detail, or predict or all this kind of stuff, but I'm just trying to look for something positive. Anything. And I laugh when I say it because I have lots of positive in my life. It's just such a weird thing, right? To fixate on certain aspects of life, but they're also very, very real. To sit around and just go, well, yeah, it's terrible that it's happening over there, but everything else is fine. But that's not necessarily true with what is going on over there because it affects everything. I was watching a really interesting video the other day talking about the Strait of Hormuz and oil exports, out obviously from the Middle East, but also food imports to the Middle East, and how basically if Iran just knocks out a couple of oil refineries and a couple, water desalination plants and keeps the strait closed, there's a lot of people that are going to be screwed. And then it just affects everything. Really, all I'm trying to say is I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. And I feel like that's probably a pretty common feeling right now. It's really odd as an American watching these leaders do what they do. It's got to be even more odd as someone outside of America looking at this country going, what the fuck is going on in America these days? And I really have no idea. It's a very successful propaganda machine, a very divisive political landscape, a very large refusal to point out the flaws in, one's own political party. All it is finger pointing at the other political party. We're owned by bankers, by CEOs, by corporations. Our politicians, in my opinion, are basically just middlemen. They're not actually politicians. They're just owned by the lobbies, by whoever pays them the most. I don't know. And then, you think, the big question, okay, Bob, why don't Americans protest? Nobody's got the space, the wiggle room to do that. So many people are just so tight on time, on money, on just resources. And there's a decent chance you could get fired. If you're going to go protest for a couple of days, all right, you just get fired and now you're fucked because you can't make your rent and you can't buy, and in my opinion, that's all by design. It's all by design. If you're, and really too, I feel like I don't have anything to point at to prove this, but I feel like too, there's still this straining hope of, well, maybe this will pass and maybe there's still a chance that we could actually have a good life, but I don't know. And I say that too, and I think, it's not like America's all terrible and that we're all screwed or anything like that, but it ain't great right now, what's happening. Lots of things happening. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's dive into this album, Life, Vida by Canserbero. And we'll see where it goes. I think Angel did it such that the lyrics are kind of like, there's more lyrics per screen time rather than, a line and a line and a line. That way I can read back a little bit. But let's jump in. Track one's Prologue. My screen setup's a little different because I'm using YouTube and stuff. But here we go. Let's drop into another Canserbero album. My third Spanish reaction. I know it's a little close after the Bad Bunny one. I did Bad Bunny when I did just because of the Super Bowl, which was nice. It was nice being familiar with some of the music when the halftime show was going, and I thought the halftime show was pretty good. Here we go. Here's the Prologue, track one off of Life. I'm very curious to see where this album goes. I like the little background that you made, Angel, in school. Alarms. It's very cinematic, dramatic opener here. Huh. Wow. Oh, cool.
Por las injusticias sé que estoy perdiendo la fe. Quiero hacer música hasta donde alcance mi voz. Es vida lo que escribo. Esto va más allá de ser rapero. Es Canserbero.
Goes beyond being
We got to move, we got to move. No me sigas acompañándonos. Rompe el rap,
Where the hammers
sigo aquí. Diciembre, un enero, una religión, un credo, un rico, un pobre, un blanco, un negro, un loco, un cuerdo, Canserbero.
I feel like, so this might be a little jarring in terms of you guys watching and my listening, but I really like that. A December, a January, a religion, a creed, a rich man, a poor man, a white man, a black man, a crazy man, a sane man. And then he says, Canserbero. And I feel like what he's saying there is we're all one people, essentially. And this is something that is so frustrating to see, and how effective these divisive topics are, divisive propaganda is, even things like nationalism, religion, racism obviously is a huge, huge deal, but these things that take who we all are and split us. Because I think about what's happening in Iran right now, and the people of Iran are not my enemy. The people who young adults who are trying to like get an education, get a job, people who are parents trying to raise their kids, trying to find a decent place to live, good neighborhood, good schools. They're just normal people. They are not my enemy. None of them want to do. They don't even know I exist. How the fuck could they possibly be my enemy? It's all these leaders and all these people in back rooms and secret meetings and high societies and all this shit that are trying to run everything, control everything. So anyway, there's gonna be a lot of rants. There's gonna be a lot of rants today, but I like this. Like, let's come together. I just don't know fucking how. I don't even know if we can anymore. It's almost like it's too far. And the internet, you would think the internet makes it easier for us to come together, but instead it seems like it's been turned into a tool to further divide us.
Canserbero. Escucha pueblo, hoy tengo ganas de hacer la mejor canción del mundo.
Today I feel like making the best song in the world.
Una canción que habla de amor o de rencor, pasión, valor, visión, honor, razón, dolor, unión. Y con orgullo que somos americanos, crezcamos y hagamos de nuestra tierra un pueblo envidiado. Canciones de protesta, de propuestas o respuestas, canciones que toquen puertas, canciones de evolución. La estabilidad va a seguir de las generaciones nuevas. Y la felicidad que se acepta, levanta el puño y grita lo juro. Real people no será de the sound, straight from downtown. Creo que ya es tiempo de explicarles que a veces es Tyron el que canta y otras veces Cáncer. Llevamos verdad en la voz. Americanos son todos los que esta tierra la luchamos. Llevamos verdad en la voz. Nosotros pueblos no hace falta más ninguno. Llevamos verdad en la voz. Les propongo cambiar el futuro.
I like this opener a lot. A lot.
Si aceptan, levanta el puño y grita lo juro.
I think what I'm going to do lyrically... Angel told me also that I probably don't have to edit for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, I don't know right now, obviously, because I'm recording. But usually for YouTube edits, Patreon's is unedited. But YouTube, I usually have to cut music out, otherwise it gets blocked. He was saying I probably won't have to do that. Like, this isn't blocked and all this other shit. So hopefully I can just post this whole thing on YouTube anyway. Anyway, all that to finally say, this might be a choppy experience. Like, it's usually I let the song play for a while and then I pause, and I do that partially as a listening experience, but also partially as an editing tool, because then it's easier to take chunks out. But I might do a little bit more pausing to read blocks of words, or like go back, because I don't have it in like a scrolling form in front of me. Anyway, let's go to 2, which is called Nice to Meet You. I have it open. I opened it up on the other tabs, but I don't know if I needed to do that. Let's see if it just rolls right in with this playlist. It does. Okay. We'll just let it do this.
Nací en mi patria Venezuela, así en el norte del sur, al lado de Colombia, en medio del Atlántico Sur, donde los mediodías son de 33 grados para arriba y las mujeres aquí están más buenas que la comida, donde un carro nuevo cuesta al menos el sueldo de 10 años y una casa cuesta al menos el precio de 100 carros. Soy de un país con miles de leyes sin aplicar, con 60 muertos semanal solo en la capital. Por ende, muy pocas cosas me sorprenden. Me han apuntado en la cara para robarme un par de lentes. He visto policías matando gente inocente y he visto gente no inocente siendo presidente, ¿entiendes? Me gusta el rap desde que tengo como 11 y no he podido parar desde entonces. He escrito un montón de canciones, he improvisado ebrio en callejones y he cantado serio de varios cientos de seguidores. Yo he demostrado hasta a los más conservadores que el rap puede ser oído por jóvenes y mayores también, que el rap no es solamente violencia como creen, y que a pesar que competimos busquemos un bien, no usen. Muchos me ven y creen que es cosa de muchacho, que me robo, que soy un bobo, que soy un borracho sin saber cuánto trabajo.
I did look up on Genius. I'm going to go back a little bit. I did look up on Genius that it looks like it's all the same producer. I forgot his name. I want to say it's like Leonardo or something like that. I think that's wrong. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I forgot, but I think it was all the same producer too. I like this. I've demonstrated even to the most conservative that rap can be heard by young and old people alike. I like that. I love that. It's so true. This is another form of division that's so surprising and odd to me. Even music. country music. When I think of country fans, I think of a certain person. When I think of a hip hop fan, I think of, well, less so now. I used to think of a certain person. And now I realize that hip hop is extremely diverse. The fan base is very diverse. Hip hop itself as a whole seems to be pretty, in my experience, very inviting, very welcoming. As long as you're just honest about it, you give it a chance, let it be what it is. But I just like the idea of it's for everybody, young and old.
Conservadores, que el rap puede ser oído por jóvenes y mayores también, que el rap no es solamente violencia como creen y que a pesar que competimos busquemos un bien, no usen. Muchos me ven y creen que es cosa de muchacho, que me drogo, que soy un bobo, que soy un borracho, sin saber cuánto trabajo para pagar mi rancho y que me educo para ser un Don Quijote más que un Sancho. Parezco un loco respecto a la mayoría, salgo poco, me gusta más la oscuridad que el día, tengo mal carácter y un par de problemas psicológicos, no creo en la Biblia, sino en razonamientos lógicos. Vengo de un barrio donde a veces comía la misma pasta todos los días, con agua a veces ni fría, pero todavía hambre no he pasado, nada me lo han regalado, por eso soy frío como un soldado. Actualmente hay gente que quiere firmarme, hacer mi música bailable, tratarme como muñeco inflable. Yo le respondo que prefiero comer un cable y que no modificaré jamás lo que mi alma les hable. Así me tarde la mitad de mi vida.
I tell them all that I'd rather eat dirt and that I will never modify what my soul has to say. Fuck yeah. I'd rather eat dirt. This is something else too that I'm experiencing personally, is he's talking about how, I'd eat the same pasta for several days, sometimes without water and stuff. One aspect where I am failing as a person is I've not been exercising any kind of self-discipline at all. And I've just been weak in my mind. And I make a lot of excuses for it. And I think that's part of it, And I mention that because I worry about where things are going. And I think it's like I'm a little too soft for what might be coming. I need to harden up a little bit in terms of just discipline. Not like, be all, badass rough. I just mean mentally. I got to toughen up a little bit rather than just being like, because really, typically for me, I want things to be easy, which is not, uncommon, right? But I kind of avoid difficulty. I'll just kind of wiggle through. And it's made me soft. That's just all there is to it. That's it.
Que no modificaré jamás lo que mi alma les hable. Así me tarde la mitad de mi vida y no lo disfrute. Yo ahora tengo para que esta música consiga el respeto del planeta completo, porque ahora es tiempo de implantar a punta de verso la real expresión del gueto. Quiero hacer música pero que no se baile, sino que se siente en el corazón del aire. Quiero morir en cada verso que escriba y que me devuelvan a la vida con rap y la mano arriba. No quiero dormir, no quiero ahorrar nunca mi fuerza. Ojalá se mueran todos los gobernantes que mientan. Quiero abrir las puertas del zoológico a los animales y encerrar allí a todos los oficiales criminales. Quiero que inventen ya la vacuna contra el racismo y que el planeta acepte que en el fondo todos somos lo mismo.
I wish I could create a vaccine against racism and for the planet to accept that deep down we're all the same. Yep. That would be nice. I feel like I'm going to end up crying a lot during this fucking album, honestly.
Quiero que las municiones se conviertan en pan y que los superhéroes salgan de la serie donde están. Yo quiero que la avaricia nunca le gane al honor y que la única religión en el mundo se llame amor. Hay muchas cosas que quisiera, pero por los momentos me conformo con rapear hasta que me muera. Quiero hacer música de conciencia, a pesar de gente que piensa que el rap no sirve, yo les voy a demostrar lo verdadero, el son del guero, de este nuevo movimiento musical. Y respeto para el rap latino les exijo aquí, de parte del campesino le hablo de beat. Ya que llevo tanto, ahora me toca hablar a mí. Si no me conoces, investigue por ahí. Quiero hacer música, pero que no se baile. A menos que sea con el puño al aire, samples, cajas, hi-hat, bases, voz, guadam. Basta del irrespeto de racistas extranjeros, guadam. Ya basta de que piensen que es delincuente el rapero. Mucho gusto a los presentes, mi nombre es Can.
It's so funny too. Well, not funny, but the perfect irony is a lot of the people, especially think about, you know, in media and stuff like that, politicians, the people that are really trying to say rappers are criminals. They're the fucking criminals. They're the liars. They're the thieves. They're the ones trying to control everyone's opinion and say what we can and cannot do and all this other shit. They're the fucking problem. Ain't some person trying to get by in a fucked up neighborhood rapping about what their life's about. And have some rappers done things that are illegal? Of course, yeah. You don't think the fucking politicians and bankers and all that shit, they're doing illegal shit all day, every day, trying to steal as much money as they can, write the rules in their favor, cheat the law? I mean, that's fucking day in and day out for those goddamn motherfuckers. Might be some crying. Definitely going to be a lot of swearing in this video as well.
De Venezuela exactamente, del país donde nació el supuesto a mi gente, donde el grupo básico también es residente, del país donde te pueden plomear de repente. Quiero hacer música pero que no se baile, a menos que sea moviendo el cuello.
You're moving your neck
Quiero
to
hacer
it.
música
Nice.
pero que no se
Nice.
baile,
Nice.
a menos que sea doblando el ceño.
Unless you're frowning to it. Like, yeah.
Mucho gusto a los presentes, mi nombre es Can. Mucho gusto a los presentes, mi nombre es Can.
Good beat. Good, just good, like, solid, foundational beat. For Canserbero. And I like that. How he chops that. Yeah. Good shit. Let's keep rolling. We're going into 3, which is tropical weather. Thanks for making a playlist of this, Angel. This is very helpful. I have all the tabs open. I guess I can close it.
Mira que te eche un cuento donde digo yo. Buah.
I like his chops.
La
I
hija
like
del
his
fulano
chops.
tal se está metiendo una piola y no le para bola, pela bola, que en verdad la ama y además se va a la cama con un cifrinito porque la pasó buscando en el carrito del papá que no está, dándole amor a su mujer, y es que esta se aburrió de él quizá por su monotonía, y aunque todavía se quieren estar juntos no pueden porque ahora le deben respeto a su nueva compañía. Pasan los días, el niño duerme en la acera, la creyente dice, busca a Cristo que él te salve. El niño responde con una pata en la nalga, y es que no hay oración buena cuando la tripa te suena. Apenas son las 7 en punto y ponen el candado, porque el señor del azote tiene un Glock con selectores. Se volvió loquito y Paquito salió tiroteado, y los otros pacos ocupados viendo el televisor, y el señor de al lado es oficialista.
Yeah, the way he writes too. And I mean, I know this is translated, so I not gonna worry too much about like rhyming scheme and stuff like that, but just like the phrasing that he's using, talking about how, you know, this happened because the police were busy watching TV, and the believer says, you know, believe in Christ because he's saved, and it's like, but I'm fucking, what good does prayer do when I'm hungry? Like, just these little, it's like just quick snapshot social commentary, you know. The person who thinks they're doing well by being religious and trying to help people isn't helping. The police that are supposed to be protecting people aren't watching. You know, just all these little, just, it's like he's seeing all the flaws in the system, you know. But I like the way he just kind of like points them out, pop, 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 because it quickly paints a picture of like being at this, you know, this scene, this what's happening.
Otros pacos ocupados viendo el televisor, y el señor de al lado es oficialista. Yeah, la señora del frente no. El de al lado invadió un terreno clasista. La del frente la votaron por no votar a favor. Y yo no sé si tú y yo vivimos en el mismo país, pero te juro que así es en el mío. Tragedia, racismo, clasismo, tierra de clima tropical, pero habitantes fríos. No sé si tú y yo vivimos en el mismo país, pero te juro que así es en el mío. Tragedia, racismo, clasismo, tierra de clima tropical. La abuela se está asfixiando, casi no puede respirar, pero en el hospital dicen que tengo que esperar, que hay que darle prioridad al borracho con pique zancudo, nada personal. Sé lo que él sí tiene seguro, y yo te juro que mi hijo era sano igual que ella madre. llorando porque al muchacho se lo mataron. Pero lo que nunca supo quizás se enteró muy tarde. El chamo era un matón, por culpa del otro lloraron. Yo no sé si tú y yo vivimos en el mismo país, pero aquí es casi como en el Medio Oriente. Solo que la guerra está en barrios principalmente y los soldados son delincuentes contra inocentes.
I missed the Middle East part. It's almost like the Middle East. Except the war is mostly in poor neighborhoods and the soldiers, criminals fighting innocents. I mean, that's what's happening right now. War criminals are killing innocents. That's what's happening right now.
Que la guerra está en barrios principalmente y los soldados son delincuentes contra inocentes. Como inocente era aquella familia tan bella que lo último que vio fue como un carro se le estrella. Solo un sobreviviente, el mismo que me echó este cuento, el cual aún busca al culpable de esto. Para verlo muerto yo te apuesto que no hay puesto ya libre en el autobús, ni cama en el hospital para que madres den la luz, ni cupo en la central para esta juventud que muere joven, porque a los barrios no llega Jesús, la autopista sin luz y los pueblos sin asfaltado, mientras da un discurso bonito el jefe de Estado de cuánto ha aumentado el petróleo desde el año pasado, porque a 1000 barriles producidos hay un desempleado que se ha decidido a cometer acto ilegal, nada que perder, pero sin mucho que ganar. Esa es la causa principal de la maldad venezolana, tan grande casi como Canaima y la Gran Sabana. La maldad de la ventana, la mentira en la esquina, la cárcel es inhumana, la policía corrompida. Qué linda Venezuela, qué grande Simón Bolívar y su cara en billetes para los más pobres, desconocida. Guayana Esequiba.
I want to pause right here because he says, you know, how he's describing all these things. I'm following along, and I feel like I'm just going down a checklist, you know. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to say America is as bad as Venezuela in terms of like what, you know, roads that are unpaved and lies on every corner. You know, I'm not trying to say that. But what jumps out at me right here, because I was just experiencing this the other day, is how lovely is Venezuela? And how odd it is to... So the other day for lunch, I went out, had lunch. Usually I bring my lunch to work. I decided I'm going to go out and have lunch. And I know it's early March, but we're right in the middle of spring now in California. It was a blue skies, sunny day. Everything's green because of, you know, recent rain and stuff like that. The wind was blowing, and it was just beautiful. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yeah, here's all this beauty, all this just beauty, and all this shit's happening. And it's like, how have we gotten so sidetracked? Like, where did we go wrong, in a sense, you know? And it's weird because so many things are made from good intentions, you know, roads and hospitals and houses, all this stuff, right? It's all good stuff. It's important. But somewhere along the way, we lost sight of what the hell it is we're supposed to just be doing. And that's just living in nature. Like, I don't want to say like in nature as in, you know, in the trees, walking around barefoot, all that kind of shit, right? But like, we just put our time and attention in the wrong areas. I do too. And it's like this, we're just part of this massive fucking machine now. And all we are is just different gears grinding away. Meanwhile, the planet, the world, continues to just be this beautiful place. And we're just these busy little fucking bees and ants and stuff just running around, not even seeing what's there. I mean, we see what's there, obviously, and I mean, a lot of us go out and enjoy it on our time off and stuff like that. I don't want to make it sound like, you know, I'm having some revelation that no one's aware of, but I just remember the other day when I went to lunch, I was like, man, we're just fucking it up. We are fucking it all up. We're doing the wrong things, myself included. I am not above any of this.
Venezuela, qué grande Simón Bolívar y su cara en billetes para los más pobres, desconocida. Guayana Esequiba, con rayas que en nuestro mapa la papa está escasa, la tasa de la violencia en alza. Belleza natural, cierto, paraíso, completa farsa, porque en el paraíso no se amenazan, se abrazan. Y yo no sé si tú y yo vivimos en el mismo país, pero te juro que así es en el mío. Tragedia, racismo, clasismo, tierra de clima tropical, pero habitantes fríos. Yo no sé si tú y yo vivimos en el mismo país, pero de pana que así es en el mío. Tragedia, racismo, clasismo, tierra de clima tropical.
Good song. Good song.
Escapú. Seguirá de down. El Canserbero,
I really like where Canserbero's heart is, man. You can tell he's just fucking passionate, cares about this shit. These aren't just words to him. Oh, good winding out of the beat there too. Leandro, right? I think so. All right, we're going to 4, which is Life, Vida. Enjoying the production thus far.
Un niño abre los ojos y por primera vez mira este mundo que gira alrededor de sí mismo y del sol que con calor abriga. Estos días de reflexión que me inspira y me motiva a crear una canción. Hey, una canción que habla de amor o de rencor, pasión, valor, visión, honor, razón, dolor, unión. Canciones de protesta, de propuestas o respuestas.
Canciones de
Prologue too, right? Canciones de evolución. El tiempo pasará, nuevas guerras empezarán, la felicidad llegará y con lágrimas terminará. La historia se reescribirá, mis canciones se olvidarán, otras criaturas nacerán, mejorarán y empeorarán. Un viejo sola sintonizando un recuerdo, un deportista bajo la lluvia corriendo, un hombre enfermo desahuciado sonriendo, una pareja a la orilla del mar se besa anocheciendo. Porque esto escribo, solo sé que algo me lo pide. Un pueblo cae, una injusticia se comete.
I like that. Why am I writing this? You know, it's a great question to ask, especially when somebody who's saying, you know, my songs will be forgotten, and you know, new people will come and go, and my songs will be forgotten, and so why am I writing this? And the reason why I mention this is because I was just saying, you know, he's a passionate person, he cares about this, but I like that he's kind of really showing, I just feel so compelled. It's like, it's not even my own desire. And I know he says he's not religion. He wants religion to just be love, essentially, right? Doesn't really believe in the Bible and God and all that kind of stuff. But like, I like that he's saying this in such a way that you really understand just being compelled. I have to. But it's like, it's not a choice. I have to. I just have to. Even though I know in the end, ultimately, it'll be forgotten and all this other stuff. I just have to. That's neat. It makes me buy into what he's saying more. You know, he isn't just saying it to say it. And it makes, you know, earlier when he was saying, I'd rather eat dirt than make music to dance to or something like that, right? It feels like the idea of, you know, it's not so much him refusing to modify his words to make, or modify his soul, or however it was that he said it, but it's more so, I can't make that music. I can only make this music because the compulsion to do so is such a state. I can't not do it. That type of a thing.
Porque esto escribo, solo sé que algo me lo exigea. Un pueblo cae, una injusticia se comete. Dos naciones batallan para probar quién es más fuerte. Un diciembre, un enero, una religión, un credo, un rico, un pobre, un blanco, un negro, un loco, un cuerdo, cancerbero. Idiomas, monedas, gobiernos, fronteras, océanos, desiertos, selvas, bosques, cordilleras, nacer y crecer, reproducirse, fallecer, dormir, comer, escuchar, ver, tocar, probar, oler, olvidar, conocer, descubrir, estar bien, alcanzar, apuesta mal, apuesta bien, dedos señalándome, lengua criticándome, espalda brindándome, obtusos envidiándome, buenos oyentes conmigo, apoyo de mis amigos, sí, es vida lo que escribo.
I like this one too, man.
Es la vida lo que escribo. Porque esto escribo, solo sé que algo me lo pide. Porque esto escribo solo sé que algo me lo exigía. No más odio, no más hambre, no más ambición. No más desigualdades tontas, no más división. No más llanto, no más guerra, no más muerte y más vida. Más vida, más vida,
más
no más
vida.
fundamentalismos, no más opresión. No más ignorancia en pueblos, no más exclusión. No más hambre, no más muerte, no más guerra y más vida. Más vida, más vida.
This makes, man, that fucking drum clip that he did. I love it. I love that chop that Leandro put in there. That fucking. It really like just emphasizes. This is making me think of Imagine by John Lennon. Very different style, obviously, and the way he's saying it is kind of his own lane and stuff. But I personally have to believe that Canserbero is a fan of that song, Imagine, by John Lennon. And not to say that he's like trying to steal from it or anything like that, but I feel like this is his version of Imagine. Because, man, what he's going through, what he's punching through, no more borders, no more greed, no more any of this shit, right? No more fanaticism, no more oppression, no more ignorance, no more rejection, no more hate, hunger, greed. It would be nice. It really would be nice.
No más llanto, no más guerra, no más muerte y más vida. Más vida, más vida, No más fundamentalismos, no más opresión. No más ignorancia en pueblos, no más exclusión. No más hambre, no más muerte, no más guerra y más vida. Más vida, más vida, Todas mis canciones se llaman vida.
All of my songs are called life.
Todas mis canciones se llaman vida.
This is great. This really is great, man. And I know he made this before death, before Mierta. Well, and not before he died, but I mean, obviously both. He didn't make this after he died. But I know this album came out before Mierta. And Mierta was good. Hour of Justice. Oh my God. Hour of Justice. I forget how you say it in Spanish. Hour of Justice. That beat. Oh my fucking. And then love that song. That song is so fucking good. Life. I'm becoming a fan. I really am. It makes me sad that I can't put this in on the car and know the words. It's a barrier. It's a big, big barrier, man, because I love everything he's saying. I want to hear this. I want to be able to listen to this and hear the words, know the words, Like, is that what's going to drive me to learn how to learn Spanish? Fucking Canserbero. Not living in California almost all my life and having Spanish-speaking people around me all my life. No. A hip-hop album. That's what's going to do it. That's what pushed me over the edge. Okay, well, let's roll into 5, which is Do You Accept? Now, on the screen, oh, you can't see it. It's blocked. I have it positioned such. It's got a red band on the bottom, like I watched it already, but I haven't listened to it. I don't know why it's doing that. I wonder if it's like just a UI bug or something like that. All right, we're going into 5. Do You Accept?
Hoy tengo ganas de hacer la mejor canción del mundo, que sea traducida y la entiendan en todo el mundo. Quiero que por segundos la gente compruebe que el mundo puede cambiar al luchar por lo que se quiere, sí. Pero al empezar a escribir me di cuenta que ese mejor tema que puedo escribir es una respuesta a los que solo hacen protesta y no buscan las puertas a los problemas que el planeta enfrenta. Cada vez mis canciones son más aburridas para las mentes corrientes, pues anhelo una salida al problema del mocoso que ayer me pidió dinero desde su hogar, el cual era un gran cartón en el suelo. Por eso no pruebo que me vengan supercantantes a hablarme de paz cuando su lucha no es constante. Basta de farsante, ya sé que sueno como un fanático, pero esa frase es inspirada por mi odio a lo plástico. Sigo creyendo que el opio es la religión y la televisión que adormece mentes en mi nación no es una solución. Dar educación.
So there is, let me go back right here. I still believe that opium is the religion and that television numbs the minds in my station. And that was, who the fuck was it? Karl Marx? Religion is the opiate of the masses. This fucking guy, dude. Enough of the phony. There was a problem. Or here we go. Since I long for a way out, every time my songs get more boring for the ordinary minds. And I think there's a lyric here in between here. Well, anyway, the problem of the kid who asked me for money yesterday from his home, which was a cardboard, a piece of cardboard on the floor, on the ground. I don't accept superstars, singers, and they come to me to talk about peace because the fight is not a constant one. And like, there was a line in here, I can't find it. I'm not gonna try to. But it's not about protesting, right? Like, protesting is great too, but like, he said something. We got to get to the core of the problem, and that's how I feel. And I feel like that's why I feel so defeated, because I can't get to the core of the problem. Like, even if I go protest and do all this stuff, I don't feel like I can get to the core of the problem. But he's also saying too, when you stand up and fight, you can change things. I just don't fucking know anymore. I don't know. I just don't know.
Eso no pruebo, que me vengan super cantantes a hablarme de paz cuando su lucha no es constante, basta de farsantes ya, sé que sueno como un fanático, pero esa frase es inspirada por mi odio a lo plástico. Sigo creyendo que el opio es la religión y la televisión que adormece mentes en mi nación no es una solución. Dar educación a los pobres. Si les das una pobre educación, esta es mi canción. Tal vez no la mejor del mundo, pero la canción que creen que podemos vivir juntos los blancos, negros, amarillos o rojos, y el color de piel no importa más que el color de tus ojos. Hay mucha gente que no entiende que el gobierno no es el único que debe cambiar para frenar este infierno. Aquí hace falta leer y usar los cuadernos y reconocer que la juventud no es un don eterno, no. Recuerdo que de niño quise un telescopio y ver con ojos propios los planetas que nos rodean. Quizá para cambiar lo que por mi ventanilla veía, que eran policías, drogas, peleas. Hoy sueño con un mundo infestado de ideas que cambian la pobreza que nos apedrea. Hoy quiero un telescopio donde se vea el futuro y en esta ya pase un mundo seguro. Hoy tengo ganas de hacer la mejor canción del mundo, que sea traducida, la entiendan en todo el mundo. Quiero que por segundos la gente...
Angel, dude, Angel. You just granted Canserbero his wish, man. You translated it. Like, I don't want to be, too over the top with this, but think about that for a second. Think about that. Think about this person. The guy who made this fucking song, who wrote this song, his heart, how much he believes what he's saying, how much it matters to him what he's saying. And he writes this song. And in this song, he says, I want it to be translated so it can be understood around the world. And here we are. I feel like he would smile tremendously at this right now, And again, I'm not like trying to make a big deal out of it, right? It's not like we're changing the world or anything. I'm not saying that. But I feel like Canserbero is an artist that would really fucking appreciate something like this current scenario right now, Somebody else translating his song so that somebody else who doesn't speak the language can hear it and go through with it and process it, talk about it. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy.
Del mundo, que sea traducida, la entiendan en todo el mundo. Quiero que por segundos la gente compruebe que el mundo puede cambiar al luchar por lo que se quiere. Y es que nos ayuden los angelitos, lo dudo. Que nos ayuden estos gobiernos, lo dudo. Por eso les propongo cambiar el futuro. Nosotros pueblo no hace falta más ninguno. En serio, quisiera raptar varios líderes mundiales y mostrarles la vida en nuestros barrios marginales. Que sepan lo que es nacer sin ser rico en cuna, estudiar, trabajar, sudar sin tener ayuda ninguna. Ser robado por un hombre armado en un autobús para que al menos por un día sientan el peso de nuestra cruz. Rogar a Jesús para conseguir cualquier empleo, aunque este sea totalmente contrario a tus deseos. Me concentro y veo que una guerra está germinando, pueblos asesinando y surgiendo otro asesino al mando. El llanto reina y el mañana es rojo, y me preocupo al pensar que verán mis hijos al abrir los ojos. Que nos ayuden los angelitos, lo dudo. Que nos ayuden estos gobiernos, lo dudo. Por eso les propongo cambiar el futuro, sí. Nosotros pueblos no hace falta más ninguno. Con estudio, con trabajo, con respeto, con amor, yo les propongo cambiar el futuro. Si aceptas, levanta el puño y grita, lo juro. Lo juro. Más duro. Lo juro.
So I was talking earlier about how to get to the core of some of these things. There's two problems I don't know how you solve. One, I don't know what it is with these billionaires, 100 millionaires, these people that are wealthy, They just want more. More. They want more money. They want more power. They want more control. They want more property, more land, more fucking buildings, more. They just want more. I don't know how you fix that. It's like a mental illness. And it's like, I don't know, you hear the different, what's the one thing? It was in the movie with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. The greed, the dragon got so greedy that it hoarded all this stuff, and then it became so big it couldn't leave its cave anymore. There's all kinds of different parables, right, about rich and what happens to people when they become rich. How do you fix that? And then not even the rich, but like, how do you fix this the mind state of a person, any person who has that drive to, I need more, I want power, I want control, just that. I mean, take all the money and put it aside. The type of person who, no, I have to have everything. I have to have the power. I have to have control. How do you fix that? I don't know how you fix that. I said there was going to be two things. I forgot the second thing. Oh, the other part was, we're the people. We don't need them. We're the ones that can do the change. I agree. But there's a lot of people out there, they don't want to change. They don't want to analyze themselves and try to make themselves better. And, there's a lot of people out there. No, fuck them. Fuck that. I'm doing what I want to do, and that's it. I think that's why I feel so defeated. Because, yeah, you can reach people and you can do things, but how do you cause someone to look into themselves and change themselves, and then do that on a mass level in this age of fucking videos telling you this and that, and news telling you this and that, and I don't know. It feels impossible. It feels impossible.
Que nos ayuden los angelitos, lo dudo. Que nos ayuden estos gobiernos, lo dudo.
Dude,
Por eso les propongo cambiar el futuro. Los otros pueblos no hace falta más ninguno, no.
Consistent, solid.
Con respeto y con amor yo les propongo cambiar el futuro. Si aceptan, levanta el puño y grita, lo juro. Lo juro. Más duro. Lo juro. Sí. Ya. Despierta. Hermano latino, despierta.
I feel like Canserbero and I would get along really well. Without an evolution of consciousness, yes. But how do you do it? How do you inspire people to evolve their own mind? I don't know. Here is
Desde el norte del sur de América hasta donde alcance mi voz. Hermano, no te dejes decir clase baja, no. Levanta tu frente tan alto como puedas. La clase baja son esos que viven del pueblo, dando limosnas a la clase obrera. Somos el modelo a seguir de las generaciones nuevas. We got to move on, we got to move. Las piernas de esta patria somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, aún no amanece y Juan Pérez sonríe en el bus, pues están a punto de graduarse sus dos muchachos menores. Desde hace tiempo que no compra pantalones nuevos y su único apego es la monotonía de sus labores. Juan Pérez, como otros señores a simple vista, no se parece ni un poco a los pingüinos de revistas. Ya se notan viejos sus zapatos y ve que no le dan el trato que recibe el viejo del 4x4. Quizá porque no deja tan buenas propinas o porque no usa corbata en el restaurante, donde por cierto el vigilante que lo ve de abajo arriba vive a 4 esquinas y lo conoce de a diario. Juan vende diarios en las bucetas mientras trata de tocarse las orejas con los labios. Él sabe que merece.
While trying to touch his ears with his lips. Every day Juan sells newspapers on the minibus while trying to touch his ears with his lips. I don't know what that means. Trying to touch his ears with his lips. Is that like singing? He's humming? That's the only thing I can think of. It's the only thing that makes sense. Somebody on the, trying to sell newspapers, he's, and then maybe he's like humming or singing while he's doing it. But other than that, I have no idea what that means. No idea.
Bucetas mientras trata de tocarse las orejas con los labios. Él sabe que merece más de lo que gana, pero no se va a quedar en su cama esperando un cambio. Hermano, no te dejes decir clase baja, no. Levanta tu frente tan alto como puedas. La clase baja son esos que viven del pueblo, dando limosnas a la clase obrera. Somos el modelo a seguir de las generaciones nuevas. We got to move on, we got to move. Las piernas de esta patria somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move.
I really like the concept of the legs of this homeland, which is absolutely true. The working class, yeah, you are the legs of the country. That is how the country stands, is from those who are doing all the work. But a CEO makes, $60 million a year for going to meetings. Cool. That's cool. Good job, guy. Good job. And obviously, being a CEO is very difficult and challenging and time consuming. That's why, Elon Musk is the CEO of like 5 fucking companies or some shit like that, right? Because, I'm not going to rant about that because I just don't want to even talk about that fucking guy at all.
Hermano, no te quedes sentado en la cama, que el éxito no va a tocarte la ventana. Sube el puño, pana, que hay que sembrar árboles hoy para que nuestros hijos gocen de la sombra mañana. Levanta tu espada de la dignidad y sapiencia, carga tus derechos, dispara tu fusil de conciencia, ya que es la ignorancia la que hace a los pueblos pobres y los hombres de rodillas son más rodillas que hombres. Juan Pérez es el campesino, el profesor, el de la bodega, el heladero, cualquier con valor. Juan Pérez el estudiante, el agricultor, el periodista, la madre soltera o el madrugador, ya. En cambio la clase baja es la policía, que te dicen quieto y cédula en vez de los buenos días, igual que las arpías, que para cualquier proceso olvidan el idioma excepto la frase ¿cuánto hay para eso? La clase más baja son los pobres de empeño, los pobres de esperanza, de amor, de ganas y de sueños. La clase baja es cualquiera que quiera un cambio sin siquiera haber hecho algo por su bandera.
Fucking A, dude. Fucking A. I love his description of the true lower class. Brilliant. Anyone who wants change without even having done anything for their flag. Yeah, for their country, right? And that doesn't, in America, United States, I should say. I shouldn't say America because there's a lot of Americas. Don't tell the Americans that because there's only America, right? They don't know that there's actually other Americas. But like in the United States, when you do something for your country, usually that means you're in the military. But it has nothing to do with being in the military, right? It's like what he's talking about with planting trees and, trying to be a role model for the future and all that kind of stuff. Like that's doing something for your country, trying to better the country in some way. Bettering your neighborhood, bettering your community, all that kind of stuff.
Hermano, no te dejes decir clase baja, no. Levanta tu frente tan alto como puedas. La clase baja son esos
I love
que
the
viven del
mindset
pueblo,
he's trying to
dando
create.
limosnas a la clase
You're
obrera.
not
Somos el modelo
low
a seguir
class.
de las generaciones nuevas. We got to move on, we got to move. Las piernas de esta patria somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move. Somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move. Somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move. Somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move. Somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move. Somos los martillos y las ruedas. We got to move, we got to move.
Good song. Great message. One thing I am curious about with this album as we go forward, because there's still a bunch of music left. We got like another dozen songs or so. Will the message, because love his passion, I love his heart, love the message. Will it start to get a little redundant? Will it start to get a little old? Like when you go, I think the album, I don't have it up on Spotify, but I think the album runtime is about an hour or so, a little over an hour. It's hard to keep the message kind of fresh. Now, I think on one hand, I say that and I immediately think Canserbero doesn't give a fuck about that because he ain't trying to make music to entertain, right? He's all about the message. So, but there is an aspect of how do you keep saying the message, spreading the idea in a different way, you know, rather than just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm just throwing that out there. So far, it's been great. It's been great. But we'll see how it continues. So that was the end of Hammers and Wheels, which was 6. We're going to roll on to 7, which is called It Takes Dreaming. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Hoy desperté sonriendo y miré por la ventana.
Oh,
miré en varias caras, miré y miré. Pregunté por la fe, me preguntaron en qué. Respondieron usted, respondieron se fue. Hoy desperté sonriendo y me pregunté qué hace falta para que todos allá afuera sonrieran y se alegraran. Hasta que en una acera vi la cara de una anciana que con mi abuela confundiera si la limpiaran. Mil preguntas me invadieron sin respuestas. Demasiado fuera. Si hay un justo Dios, ¿por qué tú has de pasar? ¿Por qué tú has de pasar? Fue entonces cuando quise escribir propuestas. Simplemente yo quise escribir mi soñar, o como lo quieras llamar, mi pensar. Y es que soñar es tan fácil, es gratis. La imaginación vuela a pensar que un avión de guerra cuesta más que construir la escuela donde pudieron formar niños de Venezuela que hoy en día son delincuentes o mujerzuelas. Millones para campañas gastan a diario. Con un cuarto de eso harían el hospital en mi barrio, donde se pudo haber salvado mi hermano muerto por un gusano, como el narrado en mi anterior comentario. Porque en vez de mal dividir nuestra tierra con fronteras que nos hacen alejar.
A couple lyrics are coming up in my head. Kendrick, of course, Heart Part 5. In a land where hurt people. How does he say it? Is it a land of broken people, or hurt people hurt more people, or something like that? I think. But then also Rage Against the Machine. I know I just screwed up the Kendrick reference right there terribly. Ashes in the Fall. Rage Against the Machine. Ashes in the Fall. Ain't it funny how the school doors close around the time that the prison doors... Oh, shit. Apparently, I'm not up to date on these lyrics. Ashes in the Fall. I'm trying to remember. Doing a terrible job. I look like a fool, right? Ain't it funny when the factories doors close, around the time that the school doors close, around the time that 100,000 jail cells open up to greet you like a reaper. So the school is closed and the factory is closed, but the jail's open, essentially.
Nos unimos bajo una misma bandera. Y así todo ya. Elegiríamos igual, el mismo Dios que adorar, el mismo idioma que... Y es que soñar es tan fácil, es gratis. Solo basta un momento pensar en cuánto alimento podrías comprar para un hambriento. Vendiendo una joya de la que se ha puesto el papelecto en eventos. Todos santos, por supuesto. Las anticonceptivas están prohibidas por una iglesia que no aprecia el número de muertes por el SIDA, cuya cura no ha podido ser conseguida, aunque la prioridad es encontrar en el espacio vida. Mil respuestas invadieron mis preguntas. Podemos, pero no queremos cambiar.
Change what we don't want to. This is fucking brilliant, man.
Antes de regalar a otros la culpa, hay que empezar primero con aprenderte a evaluar, aceptar lo que está mal y cambiar.
God. I feel like Canserbero is just walking around inside my own brain right now, and I'm not trying to like make myself sound like, you know, oh, I'm some amazing person because I think about these things, but like, this shit goes through my brain. Like, why do we do what we do? I love this whole dreaming is free. Dreaming is free. And it's such a great, simple, positive message that anybody can pick up. Anybody. Because something else that I struggle with too is I let my brain focus on negative things. And I try to push them out, but really where I'm coming up short is I just try and push the negative out, which is fine, but I don't put something in its place. So I love this message of dreaming is free, and let your imagination run. Think about the possibilities, because that's a positive cycle, positive thoughts in the brain. And then maybe you get some motivation out of it, and then you start doing something, and then you start seeing like this song is actually helping me with a puzzle piece that I've had for a while, because really I'm realizing right now this idea that I've had of I'm going to keep the negative out, while fine and dandy in its own right, all that does is just clear out space. And then it's like trying to push water with your hand, right? Like the water goes away, but then it kind of comes back again. You got to put something else there so that the water can't come back. And dreaming, that's a fucking great idea. Great idea. So simple. How did my bald head never think of it? Love the horn. Is that the trumpet? I believe a trumpet. Yeah. He's giving it the business, that old trumpet there.
Casi me acuesto molesto y le pregunté a la almohada si no servirá de nada todo lo que soñé y soñé. Pero me di cuenta que no hemos cambiado porque no tenemos en nosotros mismos fe. Hoy me acosté sonriendo y me pregunté qué hace falta para que todos allá afuera sonrieran por la mañana. Pero me di cuenta que en realidad no falta nada más que recuperar la fe y las ganas. Pregunto, ¿a dónde rayos se ha ido nuestro sueño? Escucha pueblo, si soñar jamás lograremos cambiar. Sé que el éxito se alcanza con empeño, pero a veces también hace falta soñar, hace falta soñar, hace falta soñar.
Great song. Great song. Really good song. It's not even over. There's still 2 minutes. I like that we basically got a trumpet solo in there. That's fucking badass. I like that. I'm going to assume this is Leandro with production, but I like that he's getting some space to just shine for a while. Also, too, if you think about it, with the song, and the message of the song is dreaming and take time to dream. And then we just have this music. And functionally, what do you think about what's happening here is, here you go, here's a minute or two. I've just given you this message. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to dream. Just dream. Think about possibilities. Get your will back and all this kind of stuff. Just dream. And so instead of just ending the song, and now we're going to move on to the next song. No. Literally take 2 minutes and dream. That's what they did. It's fucking brilliant. 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 Great shit. The piano in there. This is a fantastic album. This is a fantastic album, man. Like it's. I'm honestly sitting here thinking to myself, it's so well done. Just the production has been so fucking solid, not experimental. Just good, solid beats. And then Canserbero is just fucking. I love this guy. I love this guy. And I really, really appreciate this song just because Canserbero seems like he is very much the type of person who, I got to get this out. I got something to say. I wrote this song. Here's all my thoughts. He's really good at putting that out there. But on this song specifically, where he's telling you, take the time to dream, and then he gives you space. He gives you time to sit with that message, literally sit with it, and do the thing that he's trying to get you to do. So it's so simple, but so effective. Because if you think about this message, if this song was 3.5 minutes long, if we didn't have that trumpet solo in the middle, if we didn't have this 2-minute play out at the end, if it was just the message and then on to the next song, now you're on the next song and you're not doing the thing. So I love that he's essentially putting literal practice into the music, into the message that he's trying to spread. Great song. It Takes Dreaming. Great fucking song. Okay, we're going to play out of this into 8, which is called Americans. Great song. So effective. Oh, yeah. Nice chop.
¿Tú quieres saber dónde vivo yo? Mi linda América. Americanos son los venezolanos, los colombianos, los peruanos, los ecuatorianos. Americanos son los chilenos, los haitianos, brasileños, argentinos, mexicanos. Americanos son todos los que en esta tierra luchamos. Lástima que hayan pueblos hermanos que actúan como si hubiesen olvidado que americanos son todos los que en América estamos. Por los tantos indígenas muertos aquí, por las riquezas robadas de Potosí, sí. Por el honor de mis ancestros oprimidos, debemos seguir la evolución que la invasión perdimos. Y con orgullo que somos americanos, crezcamos y hagamos de nuestra tierra un pueblo envidiado. Por el honor de tus ancestros oprimidos, debemos seguir la evolución que en la invasión perdimos. Y es que hasta que las ganas de tener poder sean más pequeñas que las ganas de ser feliz, hasta que universidades lleguen a los barrios bajos y a las cárceles en tu país, hasta que las armas de esta población sean la preparación más que las balas de un fusil. Seremos dependientes siempre de aquellos seres que te opriman y que deciden por ti. Que lo canten ya los santeros en La Habana, que suene de la Patagonia hasta Tijuana, que lo escuchen de Panamá hasta Guatemala y le suban volumen los latinos en la Gran Manzana. Que se traduzca en el Caribe y en Brasil, que se oiga de Montevideo hasta Santiago y Guayaquil. Que suene de Santo Domingo a Bogotá, de Puerto Rico a Caracas, de la Asunción hasta La Paz y es que mientras que el inglés no se ha estudiado por superación, sino para olvidar el español, mientras que McDonald's y Coca-Cola.
What did he say right there? As long as English is not studied to improve, but to forget about Spanish. I feel like I feel like I'm reading it wrong. I feel like what he's saying is you learn English to just improve as a person, not to forget about Spanish. Like learning English to then turn your back on Spanish. That's not what he's saying. But it's like, just if you're going to learn English, that's great, but don't forget about Spanish. It's just worded a little odd here.
Don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
Don't give up on yourself.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't tell me what I'm saying.
Superación, sino para olvidar el español, mientras que McDonald's y Coca-Cola sea más consumido que una propia arepa con jugo de melón, mientras que los chamos sepan más de Michael Jackson que del héroe que espadazo a trono se independizó. Seremos dependientes siempre de una identidad prestada que el TV nos contagió. Americanos son los puertorriqueños, los paraguayos, uruguayos, panameños. Americanos son los nicaragüenses, hondureños, los costarricenses y dominicanos. Americanos son todos los que esta tierra la luchamos. Lástima que hayan pueblos hermanos que actúan como si hubiesen olvidado que americanos son todos los que en América estamos. Americanos son los salvadoreños, guatemaltecos, jamaiquinos y cubanos. Americanos no son solo los del norte de mi América, sino los que a nuestra América amamos.
Great song. A great song. And that's something I kind of, touched on slightly, right? Just the different forms of division that exist. And national division is absolutely one of them. Absolutely one of them. It was so odd seeing people complain about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl thing when his message was, we're all Americans. I mean, he was basically saying the same thing that Canserbero is saying here, right? It's hard to understand why people are against that. Like, and I almost wonder if it's a form of like self-denial in a sense of, I don't want to be grouped in with these other people. Like, I don't want to be part of this whole because that group has this problem and that problem and that problem. And I don't want to acknowledge to my own self that I also have these issues. And no, I'm above that. Like, I'm not poor, and I'm not this, and I'm not that. Like, I'm not any of those things. So that's why, no, I'm part of this group. I wonder if that's what it is. And, he even says it here too, the borrowed identities that infect us that you get from, he says MTV, which is funny. I haven't heard of MTV in a while, but I think they're actually gone now. I think they're finally officially gone, which makes sense because it was basically a YouTube channel at this point. Like, the last time I saw MTV, I was at a friend's house, or maybe it was a hotel or something, and like on the guide, all it was that ridiculousness show where they just watch clips of people falling and shit. Like, that was MTV. Like, just a completely hollow shell of a television channel. Anyway, you do see that a lot, though. Who it is that people follow and look up to and idolize or what have you, and how often that's a person that's of higher status and higher class, and they have more money and they're famous, right? And it's like, I'm just trying to get away from my reality, in a sense. Good song, good beat. Leandro, dude, Canserbero deserves his fucking flowers for sure, but Leandro, man, fucking killing it too with the production. Really liking the production from him. Okay, this is going to roll into 9, which is called Interlude K219, or 219, sorry. And this one's just over. Is this a xylophone, I believe? Fucking jazzy, bluesy, jazzy. This is cool. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's cut. These are samples. Yeah. This is straight up production. This is a made beat, not played live. I assume. That's what it sounds like. I was just saying how Leandro needs to get a bunch of praise, wasn't I? I was just saying, dude's killing it. Killing it. I can even hear that. Ha. Brilliant. Oh, it's still going. We still got 2 minutes. Is that it? I wonder. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So this must just be like a bit of an error on the video portion here. Yeah, okay. That was great. To an interlude like that, quick little break for the mind, right? Because Canserbero is hitting us with a lot. And so here's a little break. Let's let Leandro flex again and show off his fucking skills as a producer, which he did in spades right there. That was great. All right, let's move into 10, which is called Thinking About You.
Ya. Pensando en ti. Sí, sí. Ninguna herida sana sin cicatriz. Así se derrumbó este amor, como cientos de dominóes en fila. Cuando algún dedo el primero derriba, como una casa hecha con cartas salta hasta que una tormenta sopla su puerta de forma agresiva. Como empujar a un niño de 1 año y medio de vida, sin una maldita razón, como un paracaidista que olvidó el paracaídas. Así se derrumbó este amor, y ni siquiera porque alguno de los dos quería, sino por no tener un buen detector de mentiras.
Didn't have a
Porque
good
de esa
line.
manera en mi memoria vieras las causas del problema, también la solución. Quizá me comprenderas, a menos que creyeras que no tengo defectos o soy el nuevo Dios. De nada sirve recordarte los besos de ojos cerrados, los abrazos y sonrisas del pasado, los sueños trazados, las veces que hemos llorado por cosas que han pasado y hemos superado, los juegos, los secretos, los momentos contentos, los sobrenombres tiernos que serían cursis de no ser por esto que sentimos, que nos mantuvo siempre unidos y en sus tiempos.
The tender nicknames that would be cheesy if it wasn't for this feeling. I'll tell you my nickname because it's a fun story. So my wife calls me Buki, and the reason why she calls me Buki is years ago we were leaving the house and our son was really young, like 2 or 3, and all upset, just all upset. Oh, my wife goes, "What's going on? Like, we've tried a lot, you know, he's been crying for a while, it's been all upset." Like, and I go, "Well, maybe he just needs his Buki." And she's like, "What? What's a Buki?" I was like, "You never heard that?" She's like, "No. You know, it's like, you know, your favorite blanket or whatever, you know, like that." And she gets this look on her face and she just goes, "You're my Buki." And I went, "Oh, God damn it." That is now my name for the rest of my life. Just a simple, quick, innocent conversation about the word Buki. And now I am Buki.
Your own damn fault.
Huh?
It's your own damn fault.
That's my own damn fault. Are you crying? You are crying. That's good shit, man. Good shit.
Serían cursis de no ser
What's that?
Said fine.
Okay. I'm going back to the music.
por esto que sentimos, que nos mantuvo siempre unidos y en sus tiempos libres hace que el mundo tenga sentido. Estoy tan confundido, no sé si llorar, molestarme o sentarme a pensar, buscarte o solamente esperar. Sigo dudando que en algo sirva rezar y he llegado a pensar que o Dios no existe o Dios es bipolar. Y aquí estaré con tus fotos en mi memoria, quizá con una nueva novia pensando en ti. El tiempo sana heridas de manera obvia, aunque ninguna herida sana sin dejar cicatriz. Quisiera tanto tener la voz de un cantante para no solo recitar sino cantarte, pues mi única defensa es explicarte este malentendido. Dame otra oportunidad y no querrás envejecer conmigo. Esto es como caminar en círculos por horas, como ver a un gato perseguir su cola. Es algo ilógico estar con otra persona y preguntarnos cómo hubiese sido si te hubiese permitido amarnos. Las calles que transito, los lugares que visito, la ropa que he visto, insisto, todo me hace verte aquí. Ayer creí que te vi y al notar que no era, supe que aunque pueda, no quiero vivir sin ti.
He really like put into, again, the way he writes, there's this like wonderful plainness to it. I don't want to say simple, but it's just plain, and it makes it very visual. So like the thing where, you know, like walking in circles for hours and wandering the streets and like these clothes, like he really, just the simple language that he uses. And I don't know. Hopefully I'm not coming off as like rude here, because I don't know the language that he's using, in his tongue, his language, but just the way that he writes it, he presents it, just straightforward. And so it makes it very easy to just come into this story, essentially, that he's telling. Rather than, if he was trying to get fancy with the words and all this kind of stuff, and then more of the focus is on how it was written rather than what is actually being written, that type of a thing. But yeah, he makes me see it. He makes me see what he's saying.
No te diré que creo que moriré sin ti porque no creo. Tú sabes que soy un guerrero. No te diré que no puedo vivir sin ti porque si puedo. Sencillamente es que no quiero. Y aquí estaré esperándote dándome mi puesto. Ojalá que cuando rectifique yo aún esté dispuesto a olvidar el pasado y perdonar que tú no me hayas perdonado y que no hayas notado que te amo. ¿Cuánto te amo? Diviértete, vuela muy lejos. Que si llegamos a viejos y nos vemos, te diré te odio. Después de aspirar tu pelo, y si morimos y hay un cielo, me escaparé del infierno y te haré el amor en una nube en honor a nuestros recuerdos. Mira lo cursi que me has convertido. Si esto no es amor, entonces soy un loco sin motivo. Quiero seguir vivo solo para algún día decirte en tu cara que aún te amo. Aunque aún todo puede ser diferente. Si nos juntamos y cambiamos este tema por uno que diga: vivieron felices para siempre. Vivieron felices para siempre.
Again, Leandro just giving such a solid foundation for the production. Interesting, I like it. I like this song after the interlude. The interlude gave us a break. It's been a lot of message, good message, but a lot of message. Interlude gave us a bit of a break. We had Dreaming, so that was kind of its own break. Then Americans too. I forgot about Americans there. And now we're kind of, in a more of a personal space, which is, I like in terms of, I'm just thinking about the flow of the album, right? Like what songs are coming through and in what order, and some of the message has been look into yourself, right? Better yourself. Find your will, dream, like do all these different things to like build yourself. And then we kind of basically took a small break. And now I feel like Canserbero here is kind of looking in his own self now, his own pain and how that affects him and what it causes him to do. And yeah. Whoever that person was, how much he misses that person, and yeah. But I also feel like it's important in a sense of kind of a leading by example, right? It's pretty, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's pretty common. I don't know how common it is, but sometimes we as individuals don't want to acknowledge pain, the things that have happened. We're very good at like hiding that shit away, right? Burying it. But here he's taking that pain and he's putting it very much up front and being present with it, living with it. And so I feel like in that he's trying to be a role model for just that concept of it's okay to feel these things. Feel them. They're part of you. Don't hide from them. Good stuff. Where are we? Okay, let's go to 11. It's called What About Happiness?
Es que pelear en una cola, comprarte una pistola, vivir a solas y la felicidad que gritarle a tu pareja, ignorar a tu vieja cuando te aconseja y la felicidad que quejas
Complaints,
y la felicidad que robar a tu familia, mirar con envidia, todo te fastidia y la felicidad que trabajar sin descansar, tener sexo y no amar, criticar y la felicidad que nunca dar los buenos días, vivir de la monotonía y la felicidad que conforme pasa el tiempo la juventud se termina y no lo notas hasta que pierdes la mitad de tu vida sin haber sentido las cosas simples y especiales como a tu gente que abrazaste solo en Navidad después te invaden El orgullo y el egoísmo trabajando a diario para emborracharte los domingos o en el peor de los casos viendo tele en esa silla hasta que te das cuenta que tu hija menor ya se maquilla así. La vida es un parpadeo donde la meta es ser feliz, al menos así yo lo veo. Nos preocupamos por estupideces y olvidamos que al morir solo llevamos lo que disfrutamos. Y es que esta vida,
Oh, here we go.
all we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. Es contigo, sí. All we need is love, yeah. Aprovechala, vívela, vívela.
He absolutely has to be a fan of the Beatles and John Lennon and all that stuff. All we need is love. It's gotta be. And again, I'm not saying that he's trying to like steal from the Beatles, but I just personally, I feel like he has to have been a fan of the Beatles because of this. What was the other one where it was basically his? I said it was his version of Imagine, Tropical Weather, or maybe it was Life. I think it was Life, but this is cool, very cool.
All we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. Es contigo, sí. Juro que me parece ayer cuando jugaba a Perinola. Parecía que fue hace media hora. El tiempo es la locomotora más rápida conocida hasta ahora. Por eso debemos aprovechar las horas. Todo el que haya sentido el dolor de un ser amado fallecido estará convencido de lo que hoy le digo. Trato de buscar motivos que me respondan por qué estamos vivos y después de muchas noches sin dormir he comprendido que all we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. All we need is love, sure, all we need is. All we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. All we need is love, sure, all we need is. Recuerda lo que dijo el amor de mi vida el día en que su madre justamente perdió la suya. Dijo que nos preocupamos por tonterías que hacen que la felicidad se destruya. Es que se ha confundido la felicidad con dinero en exceso, mientras la vida se escapa sin retroceso. Hoy no se pueden dar besos en lugares públicos, donde sí se puede hacer campaña a los políticos. Si lo estudiamos notamos que el amor es segundo plano, excepto el amor por lo que tengamos claro, como el carro, la casa y toda esa paja que no nos podremos llevar cuando durmamos en la caja. Y es que esta vida, all we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. Es contigo, sí. All we need is love, yeah. Aprovechala, vívela, vívela. All we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah.
I will say this though, in terms of a song, in terms of a message, he opens up talking about, the people that are complaining and criticizing and they're always annoyed and, and what about happiness? What about happiness? There's still 2 minutes left. I'm hoping he offers up a bit of an answer to that, much like he did with It Takes Dreaming, this idea of, just think about something positive, dream a bit, and then giving people a window literally in the song to sit and dream. I hope he mentions something, some sort of tool, some sort of method here of, helping the people who are always complaining, they're always criticizing, they're always unhappy, they're always, not listening to their mother, all this other shit, right? And finding happiness. Because sometimes it's easy to get lost in that space, that negative space. And sometimes it becomes... It's, this little thing and that little thing and this and that and this and that and this. And you don't realize that it's encroached and crept in and made so much of you negative. You don't notice it. It happens slowly, creeps in. And so it'd be cool if he has something to say that helps to push that out, push the negative out, Because saying you just need love to someone who's pissed off all the time, it's not going to work. But he is saying, take advantage of your time and all that kind of stuff.
Aprovechala, vive cada año cual si fuera el último a new life, a new son, nuevo día.
There you go.
Vive cada instante como si fuera el único y no te preocupes por tonterías. Vive tu vida, pues pelear en una cola, comprarte una pistola, vivir a solas y la felicidad que gritarle a tu pareja, ignorar a tu vieja cuando te aconseja y la felicidad que quejas. Y la felicidad que robar a tu familia, mirar con envidia, todo te fastidia. Y la felicidad que trabajar sin descansar, tener sexo y no amar, criticar. Y la felicidad que nunca dar los buenos días, vivir en la monotonía. Y la felicidad que all we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. All we need is love, sure, all we need is. All we need is love, all we need is hope, yeah. All we need is love, sure, all we need is.
I really like, there's like a just kind of natural bounce. And those like little horn bursts really feed that. It kind of gives it like a spring instead of just like a normal like bounce. It fades out, it looks like. Wobble, wobble. Good production. Maybe I have something I can share in terms of, you know, how to push out negative. You know, something he says in here, working without resting. I'm good at resting. It's to a fault. To a fault. I rest a little too much. I find reason to rest a little too easy. I'm just gonna sit down for a while. I mean, I work. Obviously, I got a full-time job, and I do this, and I go for a run at least once a week. Once a week, but it's a 6 mile. I do 6 miles, which is that's a jog. That's a jog. Although last week sucked because it's warming up. So winter is basically over for us in California. And I went for a run in the middle of the day, and it wasn't like blazing hot. It was upper 70s, but it was sunny and not a lot of breeze. Ooh, I was not ready for that change. Time to start running in the morning again because it's just getting too warm during the day. How to, he says to live your life, right? Don't worry about the nonsense. But if you do that all the time, it's hard to break that habit. It's hard to break that habit. How do you snap out of this like cycle? And it just takes effort. Unfortunately, and sometimes really it can be a battle against your own ego. Like, for example, the other day I was going to go to work and there's a roundabout, and I went into the roundabout and there's another car coming, and I had to, if I would have just proceeded like I was supposed to, that car would have nailed me. Absolutely nailed me. Like, that person did not execute the roundabout the way it was supposed to be done. And I was immediately annoyed, and I just told myself, no. Everything that just happened that I'm all pissed off about is now over. It's over. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to be mad about. Everything that has made me mad is now over. So anything I do from this moment on, it's my own self doing it to me. It's not the person who just cut me off. It's not the person who would have hit me if I would have driven the way the rules say you're supposed to drive. That person's, it's over. That's gone. Now it's all me. And I feel like it's hard to acknowledge that. It's hard to acknowledge that this thing that happened that pisses us all off, and now we're pissed off for the next hour. The hour following where you're mad, that's you. It's not the thing that happened, because the thing that happened is over. And so I just told myself now, and you know what? For me and for us, the music nerds, music. So what did I do? I put on a song I love. The song is called Creatures by Kahn, Kahn. It's either Kahn or Khan, Kahn. I think it's Ahn, Creatures. Love that song. I don't know why that song specifically calms me down, but it always calms me down. So I put that song on, and I just listened to it like 3 times in a row. And it worked. It worked. It has to be sometimes. It has to be a conscious, deliberate, determined decision to let something go. It really is. It can be that much effort. But the reward is so worth it. It's so worth it to be able to let things go and to not worry about it and just go live your life like he's saying here. I can't imagine the opposite. I don't want to imagine the opposite. Things upset me still, and it's not like I live my life floating around on a fucking cloud, right? But there are ways to let it go. Let it go. Good song. Where were we? What about happiness? Let's go to 12. It's called No Justice. This one was fading out. Yeah. Okay, here's 12.
There is no justice, and I wanna know where the peace is. Police, people killing
his
when you
voice
see
is
them,
way
but you
different.
don't do nothing. Forget about the money, put that gun there now. Fuck this, let's do something. There is no justice, and I
Is it
wanna
'cause he's
know where the peace
speaking
is.
English?
Police, people
I didn't even
killing when you
realize.
see them, but you don't do nothing.
I didn't even notice he was speaking English.
You're fluent in Spanish now.
You know what? I'm not. I know you're joking. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I am picking stuff up.
Yeah.
I am picking stuff up.
This is how you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's funny. The song is going for what? 30 almost 30 seconds, and I didn't realize he was speaking English. I was more focused on, oh, his voice sounds different. What was that sound?
It was hip hop.
Oh, you let him out of the garage, huh?
He was trying to
okay.
get in, and then I took him outside. Both of them immediately started eating stuff.
Yeah.
So I brought him back in, and now he's pissed because he screwed up his chair.
All right. Well, if he gets too crazy,
I'll take it.
yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Forget about the money, put the gun there now. Fuck this, let's do something.
Qué injusto es escuchar mentiras siendo verdadero.
No fallece primero
it's-
por tener
there's a
menos
feature.
dinero.
There's somebody
Qué
else
injusto
on
es que
here.
pueda
That's what it
comer cuando quiero sabiendo que hay gente muriéndose de hambre en el mundo entero.
Si todos viven como si no fueran a morir y en vez de un porvenir procuran irse a divertir.
Ya me desquicia la injusticia que hace sufrir, pero aún así no ignoro las noticias antes de
But
dormir.
still
Yo estoy
getting
cansado de ver gente sufriendo el presente por problemas latentes por un pasado inconsciente.
Como injusta es la muerte cuando ataca de frente y solo sufre el que queda, el que muere se irá por siempre.
Injusto es ver que en hospitales mueran las personas de enfermedades fatales, víctimas de pistola.
Es la injusticia de ver niñas perdidas en las drogas o en ese mismo hospital y muertas porque alguien las viola.
Padres solas que le echan bola, un futuro deciden.
Solo piden que la muerte no las castigue y siguen.
Cuando conciben y el olor a aborto las persigue.
Porque no pueden darle a sus chamos ni un techo de anime. Unos viven a diario y con mercenarios conviven. Y en el barrio sicarios siguen viviendo del crimen. Algunos no tienen idea de lo que aquí se vive. Y otros describen lo que saben o han visto en el cine.
Levanta el puño ya.
There is no justice, and I wanna know where the peace is. Police,
So this
people
is
killing
both
when
of them
you see but
together.
you
That's
don't
what-
do nothing.
that's why the
Forget
voice
about the
sounds
money, put that gun there now. Fuck this, let's do something. There is no justice, and I wanna know where the peace is. Police, people killing while you see them but you don't do nothing. Forget about the money, put the gun there now. Fuck this, let's do something.
Estoy soñando despierto, buscando el sentido de esto, de por qué despertar cuando estoy durmiendo. Si durmiendo pienso y sueño que el mundo es perfecto, pero cuando despierto veo que fue un
Y
sueño.
es que soy solo el dueño de este cuaderno y de un pedazo de infierno donde hay pequeños tiernos hambrientos pidiendo.
O es que quizás somos muertos.
Y los que ya no respiran viven, inclusive alegres, pues no están sufriendo.
Sí, no comprendo por qué Doña Justicia
This is it's kind of an interesting like philosophical thing, right? Those who don't breathe are happy because they're not suffering. Like this is where, well, do I talk about suicide a little bit? I don't know. Suicide is interesting. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. When you get into the topic of suicide, it's always an interesting one because obviously there's lots of care options and things like that. But like philosophically, I feel like that discussion, it gets to a point where like if a person basically, like, let's say someone is absolutely determined to do that, right? Everyone else can, okay, well, we're gonna make sure you're being watched all the time and maybe restrained and what have you, and like, but it gets to a point where the keeping them alive is worse than what they would just do to themselves, because I mean, is keeping someone alive in a box better than letting them die, type of a thing? And I don't present this as like a right or wrong or what you should do, but it's more of just like to me it's a philosophical question. And I mention that only because of what he's saying here, right? Like talking about all these people that are suffering and it's unfair and this and that, but then whoever the feature is who's on here, those who don't breathe, are they happy because now they're not suffering? And it's an odd. It's something that I churn in my mind sometimes. It's just a thought that goes around of, well, we have to save these people. We have to help them. We have to, keep them alive. But keeping them alive keeps them in this horrible situation where there's no food, there's no water, starvation, violence, whatever, right? Like, and I understand the intent, obviously, and I understand the desire to want to help, but it's like if you're not fixing the actual problem that has put someone in this situation and all you're doing is keeping them alive, is that actually helping? You know, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not trying to say one way or the other. I'm just saying this is something that is, you know, much like Canserbero talks, you know, has all these questions going through his head. Sometimes it's just like, what are we doing? You know, we're not fixing the problem. We're just keeping them alive so that they can continue to suffer, but we're helping them so they're not suffering, but keeping them alive keeps them in the suffering condition. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. There, weird, random rant that's going to get the video banned because I said the word, ooh, that you're not allowed to say on YouTube. And you're right. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just, fuck YouTube. They suck so bad these days.
Ya no respiran, viven, inclusive alegres, pues no están sufriendo.
Sí, no comprendo por qué Doña Justicia no se aprieta la venda y enmenda la mierda que se ha hecho esta selva. Daría vida eterna a Robin Hood para que robara salud a quien no la merezca y de a quien no la tenga.
Córteme la lengua el que afirme que estoy mintiendo. Lance la primera piedra el que nunca haya estado sufriendo, negando que inocentes están muriendo. El policía están abusando, mientras tanto el gobierno se está riendo.
Observando el techo por la noche, ayer hablé con Dios. Le pregunté por qué lo injusto y no me respondió. Porque usted le dio tanto, unos cuantos y otros tanto les dio poco. El tipo se hizo el loco y me dejó ahí solo hablando con yo. Que injusto es desperdiciar tu vida en monotonía, mientras enfermos de SIDA pagarían por otro día.
Qué injusto es ver a tantos poetas en esquinas con rimas y con talento mejor que el que está en la cima.
Pasar páginas, rápido como eso se van lápidas. Puntos insignificantes somos en la inmensidad.
Yo diablo hoy, quizás mañana no recordarás, pero mi pensar podría ser resaltar una gota en el mar.
There is no justice, and I wanna know where the peace is. Police, people killing while you sit them, but you don't do nothing. Forget about the money, put that gun there now. Fuck this, let's do something. There is no justice, and I wanna know where the peace is. Police, people killing while you sit them, but you don't do nothing. Forget about the money, put that gun there now. Fuck this, let's do something. There is no justice, and I wanna know where the peace is.
Good song.
People killing while you sit them, but you don't do nothing.
It's a frustrating song because it's just consistently true. How is it that things work out the way that they do, you know? And that's kind of, I won't tell the story again, but what I was talking about earlier last week when I went to lunch and just driving around and seeing how beautiful a day it was and just feeling like, man, we've just fucked this all up somehow, you know? And again, it's not like we've ruined everything. I'm not saying that either. Humans have done some incredible things, and life is a lot better in a lot of ways that we fail to remember and realize because we're so far removed from how things used to be. Like, things have improved a lot, but man, it's still just a mess, isn't it? Even with all the improvement, it's still quite a mess. I don't know, maybe this just is what it is type of a thing, you know? It's all part of the ride, I guess. Good song. You can feel the frustration. You know, that part where Canserbero was talking about laying in his bed, staring at his ceiling, praying to God, asking why do these things happen, and no answer, and I feel like the why it happens, there is an answer to that, but then what? Now you got to, okay, here's why. You know, greed and fear and hatred and selfishness and all that kind of stuff. How do you fix that? How do you fix that? And that's really the thing, is this is where I kind of, sometimes I go in circles and sometimes I go in figure eights. It's you can't fix that. I mean, I don't think that you can. I feel like humans have been around for a long time, and like if we haven't figured that shit out by now, I don't think we're gonna figure it out, you know? There's a comedian I like, Kathleen Madigan. She's great. She's like a storyteller type comedian. But her early work, when I found her years and years and years ago, I remember one of her stand-up bits, and it was this funny thing because she's from the Midwest, and you always hear these weird stories about, you know, alien abductions, right, from the people, just the weirdos in the Midwest. And her whole bit was talking about how the aliens, like, they don't even stop here because we're so weird. Like, the only contact they have with us are these weirdos from the Midwest that live out in the middle of nowhere. So they're like, aliens are like, yeah, I don't even stop there for gas anymore. Like, those humans are just so odd. That's a good bit. I have butchered it in its simplicity, but it is a good bit. All right, let's keep going. Next one is 13. It's called Join Us. You know, I was saying earlier, I'm wondering, will the album kind of start to drag? Will it get boring? No, so far, no. It's been strong throughout, which is impressive because that's hard to pull off. So here's 13. Join us.
Hoy la historia tiene que ser de unidad y yo creo en las cosas que nos unen, ¿no? No creo en las cosas que nos separan.
Y unirse es muy complicado, pero es una lindísima tarea que tenemos por delante, fecunda y bella, porque tenemos que unirnos.
Unite
sin
without
negarnos
denying our
a veces.
diversity. Exactly, yes.
Son varios años que en esto llevo invertido, resultar se ha convertido en la manera como vivo. Quizá el motivo o misión por la que he nacido fueron mis desgracias causa de lo que me he convertido. Muchos no encuentran sentido a mi entrega, alegan que el hip hop no es música y que mis versos tampoco. Me ven hablando solo y dicen que estoy loco cada vez que ensayo temas que quizá ayuden a otros. Y es que son muy pocos los que en esta misión te animan, que analizan tus rimas y en vez de envidiar te admiran. Son por esos pocos que seguimos en pie de guerra, hablando de conciencia en medio del caos que existe en la tierra. Esto va más allá de ser rapero, de protestar o de querer tener dinero. Esto es algo en el pecho, imposible de describir. El rap no debe ser de gangsters, el rap debe construir como los techos de cartón de Ali Primera. Como el orgullo de oír el alma llanera, el rap debe ser la manera en que las siguientes eras conozcan cómo pensaban los hermanos de Venezuela. Llevamos verdad en la voz, no me sigas, acompáñanos.
I like that. Don't just
No como
follow.
en sí,
Come
sino
with.
como persona. Abre los ojos, reflexiona. Únetenos. Somos de
Join
los
us.
pocos
Yeah,
que
this is a
son
great
poetas. Sacar música real de las tumbas es nuestra meta. No me sigas, acompáñanos. Abre los ojos, reflexiona. Únetenos. Tomemos de ejemplo a los héroes que son inmortales. Personas que hasta fallecieron por sus ideales. Llevamos verdad en la voz, abre los ojos, reflexiona. Únetenos, y de 3 personas que oigan, 2 escuchan solamente. Y de esas 2 solo una aprende, ya para nosotros es suficiente. No me sigas, acompáñanos, abre los ojos, reflexiona. Si puedes, únete.
You know, this is a great line too, because where I get hung up is I said earlier, it feels impossible, right? And where I get hung up is just the vast amount of people that are out there, the amount of work that it takes. And an aspect that I have is I'm kind of an all or nothing type of person, unfortunately. And that's why I love this line though. If out of 3 people who hear, only 2 listen, and of the 2 that listen, only 1 learns, that's enough. You know, and that's really what it is. Small, incremental, any kind of progress is progress. That's the truth. That is the truth. Now, does that change everything? I don't know. And that's the thing. Myself, I have to not worry about the everything. Just do what you can. You just do what you can. That's all you can do, you know? And if it feels like it came up short, well then, okay. But as long as you gave it the try, you know? So I really like that, because this specific portion right here is a good reminder for me of, it's not about convincing everyone all at the same time, all at once, and now we're done. No. This is an ongoing process, and if somebody gets something from it, then it's still a victory. It's still progress.
Suficiente. No me sigas, acompáñanos. Abre los ojos, reflexiona. Si puedes, únetenos. Y aunque no soy la vacuna para el cáncer, ni el plato de comida parte, ni el sobalea y las desgracias, sé que no van a cesar solo por lo que yo les cante. Este es mi grano de arena, únetenos.
This is my
Este es
grain
mi
of
gota
sand.
de
This is
agua,
my drop
únetenos.
of water. Fuck
Porque
yeah.
solos no podemos hacer menos, porque solo yo no puedo
Alone we
hacer
can't make
océanos.
things.
Este es mi grano de arena, únetenos.
That's great.
Esta es mi gota de agua, únetenos.
That's great.
Porque solo no podemos hacer médanos, porque solo yo no puedo hacer océanos. Llevamos verdad en la voz.
This is a great song.
Llevamos
Join
verdad en la
us.
voz. Llevamos verdad en la voz. Llevamos verdad en la voz. Llevamos verdad en la voz.
I wonder what that's from. I wonder what she's singing. Join Us is great. That's a great song. I really like Canserbero. I love that he's just trying. You know, he's trying. I find it inspiring. There's a lot of me that just wants to go. That's what I've been feeling lately. I've been feeling very like just just like trying to be away from everything, but you know, you can't escape the society that you're in, the world that you're in, right? And so really it's me being lazy. It's me being lazy. I was going to try and come up with another word, but not just lazy. I don't want to fix it. I don't want to try and make it better. I just want to go away and ignore it and pretend like it isn't there and not be a part of it, and it's got nothing to do with me, but that's not the truth. We're here whether we want to be or not. We're all in this. We're all in this. Good song. All right, let's go to 14, which is called Who Are You? Here we go. 14.
El Canserbero, caputo del instrumental. Nosotros sabemos quién somos. ¿Quién eres tú? Ya. Dice. En estos tiempos todos se creen que son perfectos. Señor espejo, mostraré ellos sus defectos. Yo, tú menaceme si creen cambiar el mundo en un tema. Y ni siquiera pueden cambiar sus problemas. ¿Tú quién eres? El canto lo que me critica. Nunca aportas nada, no sabes lo que el hip hop significa. Desde Bambata el rap fue hecho para hacer paz. Hasta que la West Coast no toca el balandreo, vende más. ¿Tú quién eres? Dime. Tu silencio me hace pensar que eres de los que canta rap para que alguien los pueda notar en vez de apoyar y callar. En otros tiempos te hubiesen colgado y quemado de más. Dime, si eres acaso el que escuchó a Canserbero, si hizo 2 rimas, un sobrenombre y ya te me critica, pero yo creo que tú eres de los que ve a un extranjero y le chupa el cuero en vez de apoyar a los de su primero. ¿Quién eres? Te pregunté y no me respondiste. Olvidaste que yo mejoré ya lo que hoy tú descubriste. La antigüedad de nada, sin nada tú hiciste. A mí ya se me está olvidando lo que recién tú aprendiste.
I like that. I'm already starting to forget what you just learned. Like, that's a good shit-talking line, right? About how far ahead of you I am, that what you're learning, I've already forgotten.
Me está olvidando lo que recién tú aprendiste. Hip hop for my brothers around. The real people know that I got sounds right from downtown.
Oh, is it English? Oh, shit.
A ver si representan como se debe. Real hip hop for all my brothers around. The real people knows that I got sounds right from downtown. Tengo lyrics que debería donar a ustedes. A ver si así representan como se debe. Tengo lyrics que debería donar a ustedes. Dime si eres el que nada sabe escribir, pero sin improvisar como si eso nos puede hacer surgir. Dime si eres el que aún no puede admitir que aquí hacen falta más oyentes que no quieren ser MCs. ¿Y tú quién eres? Dime. El que sabe del movimiento se esmera en un elemento, pero no tiene talento. ¿Y tú quién eres? Aquel que lucha por salir en los medios, busca fama y nunca tendrá el respeto en los que son serios. A tu criterio dime si eres ese insecto que más quiere influenciarse, quiere cambiarse el acento y no contento maldice esta patria que le dio casa y no tiene las bolas para decir lo que en su tierra pasa. Basta de farsas que cansan, vamos sin pausa a cantar canciones no mansas pa' un pueblo en alza que avanza. Basta de farsa que cansa, vamos sin pausa a cantar canciones no mansas pa' un pueblo en alza que avanza. Hip hop.
This is, I was thinking I would go back and talk about some of the lyrics, but they're great. It's a little harder in this format, but not content, curses the homeland that gave them a home, doesn't have the guts to say what happens in their own land, who rather than being influenced wants to change their accent. Like, I obviously don't know anything about the hip hop scene in Venezuela, but he is really calling out these guys who seem to be drawn toward, the Western style of hip hop and just trying to make money and gangster shit and reject where they come from and try and hide where they come from and, don't want to help their home where they come from, all that kind of shit. The one who fights to get on the media, seeks fame, will never get respect from the serious ones. Enough of the fake ones that tire us. Let's sing without pausing songs that are not tame for rising people that advances. Hip hop for all my brothers around. The real people know that I got the sound straight from downtown.
That's all my brothers around. Real people knows that I got the sound straight from downtown. Tengo lyrics que debería donar a ustedes. A ver si así representan como se debe. Tú quién eres, el que vive de un espejismo con maquetas y letras sin ritmo, más de lo mismo. Dime quién eres, no te has hecho esa pregunta. Puede que la mierda pegue, pero que la respeten nunca. Dime si eres quien busca rima de velocidad para mostrar habilidad, pero en realidad no tienen credibilidad, no captan que no es suficiente.
So right there, he's making fun of, you're the ones looking for fast rhymes to show skill, but in reality, you have no credibility. And when he's saying that, he's cracking through really fast. So I like that he's showing off his skill while also kind of, well, I don't want to say showing off his skill, but utilizing his skill, showing, I have this skill, while criticizing those who are, basically just trying to go, I can rap really fast, but you got nothing to fucking say, So listen to this.
Que la mierda pegue, pero que la respeten nunca. Dime si eres quien busca rima de velocidad para mostrar habilidad, pero en realidad no tienen credibilidad, no captan que no es suficiente. Solta una ráfaga de rima si no disparate, si quiero una bala coherente. Mienten uno y otro por la tangente. Tú quién eres de esos dos, respóndeme sinceramente.
Really good song, man. Good album.
Tengo lyrics que debería donar a ustedes. A ver si así representan como se debe. It's real hip hop. For all my brothers around, the real people knows that I got sound straight from downtown. Tengo lyrics que debería donar a ustedes. El Canserbero, sí, el campesino. ¿Tú quién eres? Dime, respóndeme sinceramente. Tengo lyrics que debería donar. Yo soy yo, man. The real people knows that I got the sound straight from downtown. Tengo lyrics que debería donar. Real people knows that I got the sound straight from downtown. Tengo lyrics que debería donar. Si tú no sabías quién eres, no dudes que yo soy yo.
I am me. Don't doubt that I am me. I'm glad we got a track with a little bit of guitar. I always like the Spanish style guitar. And so I was hoping for a little bit more of that because I just love how that sounds. I listen to a lot of metal, a lot of rock and stuff like that, and you just don't hear that sound in those genres. I love that Spanish guitar sound. Good song, man. Good song. This is fucking pretty incredible. We've got 3 songs left. Angel, you snuck in a bonus track there. I'm not going to listen to that. I saw... It's 8 minutes, which is fine, but I'm running out of time. I got some shit I got to do this morning. This is going longer than I thought it would be. Although, well, no, it's about 2 hours. We're about 2 hours in, so a couple more songs. Pretty impressive. Very impressive. Let's go to 15. It's called Losing My Faith. And we'll see how this goes. Now, I know how he feels in terms of religion and God and stuff like that, but I'm curious if losing my faith is more of like his will type of a thing, or like his faith in humanity or faith in the future, that kind of a thing, So here's 15, Losing My Faith.
Porque en ti quiero confiar, Solo envíame una señal. Por las injusticias es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Por las noticias es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Por tanto rogar al techo sin ser escuchado es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Por ver hambre y niños muriendo estoy perdiendo la fe. Por ver tanta gente sufriendo estoy perdiendo la fe. Por salir a la calle y abrir los ojos un momento es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Y yo sé que es necesario tener la fe en algún Dios para momentos duros. A su nombre alzar la voz. Pero cuando sé de tantos inocentes que han matado, me pregunto si Dios estaba ocupado. Y yo sé que es necesario en algún Dios tener la fe para momentos buenos, a su nombre agradecer. Pero cuando sé de tantos inocentes que han matado, me pregunto si Dios estaba ocupado. Y si estoy equivocado, perdón te pido, porque en el fondo en ti quiero confiar. Pero si existes no creo que estés conmigo. Y si es mentira lo que digo, entonces envíame una señal. Y si estoy equivocado, perdón te pido, porque en el fondo en ti quiero confiar. Pero si existe no creo que esté conmigo. Y si es mentira lo que digo, entonces envíame una señal. Me dicen que agradezca a Dios cuando algo me salga bien. Pero si a ver vamos, los malos rezan también. Yo te aseguro que el que mata por placer reza también para que sus planes no se le echen a perder. Por eso yo...
It's an interesting little, again, kind of another philosophical idea, right? They tell me to pray so that things will go well for me, but then the bad man also prays. So let's read it how it's written here. They tell me to thank God when something goes well for me, but let's be honest, the bad guys pray too. I'm sure that the one who kills for pleasure also prays so that his plans don't go to waste. And just that concept, you know, that's, you hear that, you see that in the, what was that war movie? Or was it a movie? I don't remember what it was. It's a quote from something, but the goal isn't to die for your country. It's to make that other poor bastard die for his type of thing, right? And both soldiers on both sides are praying, but someone's dying, right? So that just, if I'm praying for a certain outcome and my opposition is praying for the outcome that is opposite to what I'm praying for, you know, like how does that work? Anyway.
Te aseguro que el que mata por placer reza también para que sus planes no se le echen a perder. Por eso yo no creo que Dios a mí me haya ayudado, porque en todo caso hubiese ayudado primero a los niños de Etiopía que a diario habían rezado, sin embargo por desnutrición se fueron. Y no quiero que piensen que lo que hoy en día les digo es porque estoy herido a causa de la muerte de mis seres queridos, sino es que simplemente no he querido creer en algo que de existir fue muy injusto conmigo. La guerra es testigo de que quizás no estoy erróneo, que quizás somos las fichas de un juego entre Dios y el demonio, o sino que sentido tiene una vida llena de llanto sin salida, dirigida por el Señor odio. Es obvio que Dios no escuchaba cuando la niña rezaba para que más nunca su padrastro la violara, ni la maltratara, ni la embarazara, ni la amenazara si hablaba. Digan que tiene de gusto que un niño...
Dude, Canserbero not holding back. Not holding back. Not holding back at all. At all. What's frustrating about this is not what he's saying, but that people would be mad that he says it. But it's not false. All these things happen. I'm sure people pray. All these things happen. No.
Un hijo te nazca enfermo y se vaya al descanso eterno por un SIDA de herencia materna. Por eso no doy gracias cuando me despierto, ya que quizá esté ofendiendo a tantos inocentes muertos. Que me digan que hay de justo, que yo coma cuando quiera, mientras en aceras nuestros indígenas a Dios esperan. Por eso no doy gracias cuando estoy comiendo, ya que quizás esté ofendiendo a los que de hambre estén muriendo. Yo entiendo que hay muchas las cosas que uno entiende, que tal vez existen seres supremos y todopoderosos. Pero cuando en la calle veo lo que estoy viendo, noto que esos seres no son muy buenos y nada generosos.
Yup.
Por las injusticias es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Por las noticias es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Por tanto rogar al techo sin ser escuchado es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Por ver hambre y niños muriendo estoy perdiendo la fe. Por ver tanta gente sufriendo estoy perdiendo la fe. Por salir a la calle y abrir los ojos un momento es que estoy perdiendo la fe. Y yo sé que es necesario tener la fe en algún Dios para momentos duros. A su nombre alzar la voz. Pero cuando sé de tantos inocentes que han matado, me pregunto si Dios estaba ocupado. Y yo sé que es necesario en algún Dios tener la fe para momentos buenos. A su nombre agradecer. Pero cuando sé de tantos inocentes que han matado, me pregunto si Dios estaba ocupado. Y si estoy equivocado, perdón te pido. Porque en el fondo en ti quiero
Yeah, and that
confiar.
part's true too,
Pero si
right?
existe-
Like the doubting person. Yeah, it's not it's not that I don't want to believe in a certain thing existing. It's just that, you know, the question that he's asking is, okay, I would like to believe this. I would like to believe there's a God out there that's watching us and taking care of us. But if it's true, I guess God's busy or just doesn't really care that much or what have you, you know? And so it's, I can connect with that. I can sympathize with that because it would be nice. It would be nice. But it's, man. I'm trying not to say too much because my wife and I have different religious opinions, so I'm not trying to step on what she believes. But yeah, there are certain things in life where you look at and go, it's really odd that that's allowed to happen. But anyway.
No creo que estés conmigo y si es mentira lo que digo, entonces envíame una señal. ¡Wow! Y si estoy equivocado, perdón te pido. porque en el fondo en ti quiero confiar. Pero si existe no.
And I like that he says, you know, and if I'm wrong, I ask forgiveness. I ask forgiveness.
Perdón te pido. Solo envíame una señal.
You know, he isn't. This song isn't about him like accusing God or hating God or saying God is wrong.
Canserbero.
Just basically saying, I don't know how I'm to believe these things. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. And if I'm wrong, give me a sign. I want to believe. Huh. I feel like the album has like two halves where the front half, it seems to be like everything prior to the interlude was kind of like seemed more aligned of being a message for others, essentially, mostly. And now the second half, it seems like it's more what he's kind of going through. Although it is a mix of both, isn't it? But it seems like it's kind of weighted. The front half seems to be more of message for the people. And now the second half seems to be more of him, his own, what he is wrestling with, what he's dealing with, what he's trying to overcome. That's what it seems like. And that's not like bad or good or anything. I'm just kind of noticing that. You know, losing my faith. Obviously, what we just listened to, Who Are You? That one's more about him. Well, no, Join Us is kind of a message. No justice. Thinking About You. What about happiness? Yeah, no. And it's not like it's all on one half and then all on the other half. There's some mix, but the second half seems to be more personal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's get into 16. It's called Silent Treatment. Here we go. And I apologize. I know I haven't like really stopped to talk about lyrics too much. It's translation, so I don't want to focus too much on the wording because it's translation, but also too the format's a little different, and so going back and forth it makes it a little awkward. So just kind of pausing when it feels appropriate.
Cierro los ojos y ahí estás, los abro y noto que estoy ciego. Cuando por fin te encuentro trato de alcanzarte, nunca puedo. Trato de alcanzarte, nunca puedo. Prometo portarme mejor, ya no me hagas la ley del hielo. Mientras dormía, noté que me observabas, pero no entiendo por qué solo reías y no hablabas. No comprendo nada, mis hermanos se ven muy tristes y aunque estés al frente de ellos parece que te ignoraran. ¡Hey! ¿Acaso es la ley de hielo? Si es así prometo no pelear de nuevo y hacer mis deberes. Por favor dime que me quieres o no pararé de hacer berrinches tirado en el suelo. Perdón por desearte la muerte, aquella vez que en un regaño me pellizcaste muy fuerte. Prometo hacer mis tareas y obedecerte, pero no me asustes más. ¿Dónde estás? Deja de esconderte. Wow. Te conté bastante, no.
I don't know exactly what this song's about. I feel like it's about his mom, but I also, has his mom passed away at this point? Like, is she gone? Because it feels like he's recounting all the things that he's done when he's a child and all the things that she's done in response, and talking about trying to find you. I can't find you. Is this a silent treatment? So I wonder, I'm assuming that this is about his mom and that she has passed. And so he's kind of like taking this different angle on the concept.
Nunca puedo alcanzarte, nunca puedo. Prometo portarme mejor, ya no me hagas la ley del hielo. Ya mis hermanos no viven en esta casa, no entiendo qué pasa. Papá comienza a verse extraño. Hace meses que no me abraza, actúa como si no estuvieras. Solo porque no hablas desde hace años. O es que no entiende que lo haces porque estés brava. Por esas veces que de clases me escapaba, no comprendo nada. Casi a diario me ve un doctor que dice que estoy mal, aunque yo no siento ningún dolor. ¿Y qué me dices de esa extraña mujer en tu cuarto que me cree estúpido al decirme que te dio un infarto? Ya estoy harto que se haga pasar por ti. Quiero que todo vuelva a ser como antes y se vaya de aquí. Las hojas del árbol de mi alma todas han ido. Me niego a aceptar lo que me quieren hacer ver. Todo esto que está pasando no tiene sentido. No hay motivo para aceptar lo que no puede ser.
So it sounds like his mom has passed and he's got a stepmom now. It's an interesting song. The dynamic of his dad and who this other woman is, and dad's not talking, but the way he said it, was not talking to his mother, but she's not there, and the silent. Interesting song. Very interesting song. And he's talking about going to the doctor, and you're not well, but I feel fine, but like he's going crazy.
Y aunque a veces no entiendo por qué no está conmigo, sigo creyendo que sus razones hay de tener. No puedo negar que estoy bastante confundido. Voy a encontrarla ahora mismo donde sea que esté. Voy a encontrarla ahora mismo donde sea que esté. Voy a encontrarla ahora mismo donde sea que esté. Las hojas del árbol de mi alma todas se han ido. Me niego a aceptar lo que me quieren hacer ver. Lo que está pasando no tiene sentido. No hay motivo para aceptar lo que no puede ser. Y aunque a veces no entiendo por qué no está conmigo, sigo creyendo que sus razones ha de tener. No puedo negar que estoy bastante confundido. Voy a encontrarla ahora mismo donde sea que esté.
Yeah, I think it's about his mom, who's I'm assuming is gone, like dead. Enough of this game. Hide and seek. I've counted long enough. Hide and seek can come out now. Interesting. All right, here's Epilogue. We kind of dropped right into it automatically there. Interesting song. Silent treatment. Especially right after Losing My Faith. Like, I feel like those two songs back to back, if I'm just basically picturing a person who, lost their faith, doesn't believe in God, and so doesn't feel like they can cry out and pray to God. And so who's next? Okay, my mom. My mom's gone too. So this really what he's giving us is this feeling of, I'm a person who is very passionate, obviously very, outspoken, wants to say these things. I have no one to talk to. That's basically what he's saying. I have no one I can talk to, who I can confide in, who I can trust, who I can just share my fears, my worries, my I don't have a safe space to speak to another person. I don't have that person anymore. That's what it feels like he's telling us by doing those two songs right next to each other. And that's a pressure. That's a pressure right there. Strain. Okay, this is the last one. And Angel, I apologize. I'm not going to do the bonus track. I don't have time. I don't have time. So, Epilogue, final tracks, track 17 off of Life. This has been a phenomenal album, man. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. 7 minutes. It's got a bit of a runtime on this one.
Competiría hasta que... Ahora sí. Competiré hasta que me muera, pelearé por esto hasta que me muera, así que dispárame o sálvese quien pueda. Para ti no queda, si no quiero, así que baja el tono. Me sabe mierda todo, desperdiaste el lobo. Ey, tengo pésimo carácter y un talento innato. Es la combinación perfecta para coñetar con letras novatos. Desde hace rato están llegando comentarios a mi oído provenientes de raperos recién nacidos hacia mi persona. Ojalá sus egos sean de goma para que no les duela cuando se los pisoteen la lona. ¿Cómo se atreven a faltarme el respeto? Si con mis 20 y pico podría asegurar que son mis nietos. La envidia los carcome completos. Sueñan con mi cerebro intacto para repartirlo entre sus cráneos huecos. Yo escribo despertando, comiendo, tirando, durmiendo, bebiendo, manejando, estudiando, riendo, trabajando, caminando, corriendo. Para que un maldito nuevo ose a criticar lo que él solo sueña y yo tengo. Ni siquiera se ven de dónde vengo. Ojalá mi alma rapeara y les aclarara que no me vendo. Tengo varias visiones del futuro. Veo el hip hop en la escoria, excepto por el éxito de algunos que tendrán el no sé qué. Que les faltará esos nulos que criticarán y se meterán la lengua en el culo. Que no son los que dijeron que estoy quemado. No bajen la cara, no me hagan creer que están cagados. ¿Con qué base? ¿Qué argumento? ¿Qué evidencia han encontrado de que el diablo me ha quitado el don que me había regalado? Creo que ya es tiempo de explicarles que a veces es Tyron el que canta y otras veces cáncer. Tyron busca un despertar para que tu pueblo avance y cáncer. Hace que los mochadores en paz descansen. ¿Por qué en mi cara no hablarán lo que han hablado? O sabes que acaso ya lo suficiente no he demostrado. Tengo rimas que se escapan de tu comprensión, pelado. Es como si este no hubiese explicado su tesis retrasado. Ya no hay que hablar de mí cuando canto la conciencia.
I've already said one word that YouTube doesn't like, so I'll read these lyrics and say another word that YouTube doesn't like. I have rhymes that escape your comprehension, kid. It's like Einstein explaining his thesis to a retard. Oh, God, man. What I like to, so something that's a personal favorite of mine is, and Angel, not to say that this is poorly translated, I'm not saying that, but I always love things that are poorly translated because they read in such a funny way that I can't like come up with on my own. It's so, just that. I like that a lot. Although I know it's offensive. I apologize that it is offensive, and I apologize for saying the word. I just kind of went all in. Since we've already cracked off suicide, we might as well do the other one too, right?
Cuando canto la conciencia, me dicen que ya no sé competir. Cuando los callo, dicen que ya no aporto como en sí. Pero si ponen en una balanza lo que he aportado con lo que ellos han hecho, la balanza se irá a mi lado. Porque nada aporta el que muchos toques ha organizado. Si en ellos solo he invitado a la vergüenza del Estado. Que equivocados hoy en día están la mayoría. ¿De qué sirve ser real si dice porquería tú? Que aquello no podía rimar como el AMPA también. Dos peines 100, monta trampa plomeada y bien. Pero a quién le importa aparte ese acuerdo picador tan más bruto que un bloque sin enfoque y sin letras que aporten. Esto no se compra, el respeto se hace con hechos. Me cago en la puta madre del nuevo que se crea raro. Ábrete ese culo, sube ese culo,
Something I like about Canserbero too is he's got a fierce love of hip hop. Fierce. Like he has no fucking tolerance for this gangster shit, basically. No tolerance at all. He has no tolerance for lyrics that are meaningless and party songs, all that shit. No. He is fucking adamant about that. Very, very clear. You know, at least like with MF Doom, he's kind of in the game, but like just trying to be better at the game. Canserbero is just like, fuck the whole game completely. It's all garbage, man. Oh, it is intense. Intense how much he hates shit lyrics, basically.
You know my name. Traidores envidiosos de lo que hemos hecho con las garras y sin mugre la sabia escuela desde el techo. Además de mi gente 380K, mi sombra y Robert. Dile que si no es conmigo entonces en contra. No habrá quien rompa el respeto que me he ganado. Por eso detestan recordar que seré recordado como un soldado del hip hop latinoamericano. Y para callarme tendrán que mirarme en sangre bañado. Bien o mal no sé más nada que hablar de mí, ni mi mujer me piensa tanto así. Hermano, yo nunca me apago. Escribo más que tú que eres un vago. Como dices usted, es quieto y preocúpese su rabo, Dios. No entienden nada de esos muchachos. Creen que cultura anda con el mono abajo, siempre borracho. Se meten en sí para ver si alguna grupo encuentra y tratar así de no llegar virgen a los 40. Lo que dan es vergüenza, su inferioridad es algo obvio. Y yo alimentándome del miedo y de sus odios. Mi repertorio es un sinónimo del universo en constante expansión, sin un final, sin un comienzo. Canserbero como paz con sus lanceros, criticado por lo que se ha ganado por ser guerrero. La moral no se compra con dinero. No descansaré hasta haber muerto el rap mierda de mi país entero. Yo siendo ustedes me quitaré. No hiciera perder tiempo a los que de verdad están sacando la cara. Esto dijeron nada. Ser rapero es barato y fácil. No hace falta banda ni tener una voz muy ágil. Los beats los bajo de internet o pago un DJ, grabo 2 temas. Me tomo una foto y abro MySpace, pero hey, it's not a game, babe. Si no preguntan a que arrest, porque he ganado menos premios que Kanye West. Porque los mejores suelen estar más jodidos. Como dice un buen amigo mío, aquí no estamos en Estados Unidos, sino en América Latina, donde hay que rapear o los reales te explotan arriba. I'm unstoppable, it's Kane, you know my name. Ábrete ese culo, sube ese puto amanece. I'm unstoppable, it's Kane, you know my name. You know my name. I'm unstoppable, it's Kane, you know my name. Ábrete ese culo, sube ese puto amanece. I'm unstoppable, it's Kane, you know my name. You know my name. You know my name. De mí hablarán lo que quieran, pero ninguno puede negar que las ti que escribieron.
No one can deny one of them's
Can.
right.
Can. Canserbero.
Oh my God.
Campesinos de ese pa. What? Síndicos. Los que estén conmigo que se unen, suban el puño. Los que no, que sigan armándome el cuerpo. Siguen ahí, ñero.
So here's some lyrics. Those who are with me, join and raise your fists. Those who are not, keep sucking on my balls. Poetry. Pure poetry.
Sigan armándome el cuerpo. Siguen ahí, ñero. Y ya se fueron.
Or you gone already.
La verdad te duele, ¿no?
Holy shit, man.
Esta música ya no se hace. Y los de verdad se cuentan con una sola mano. Seba, Sombra, Black Kamikaze, Robert, los míos serios. No es que sean mis panas, que son de verdad, ¿no? Que canta como sonamos. Pero no voy a grabar contigo. Nunca voy a grabar contigo. Tienes que volver a nacer, ¿sí?
Ah.
Del techo del sótano, donde te dé la gana. De nuevo que se
I'm unstoppable, this gang, you know my name.
aprieta ese culo, sube ese
You
culo,
know my name. I'm unstoppable, this gang, you know my name. You really know my name. I'm unstoppable, this gang, you know my name.
aprieta ese culo, sube ese culo, amanece.
I love the bell.
This gang, you know my name. You know my name.
The fade now. Yeah. All right, you're fading out with the graphic too. That's cool. The first time I've gotten uncomfortable with my ears, but I had my headphones on for a while before I started recording too. I'm really glad I sat down with that. Really glad. I've got some favorites. I think It Takes Dreaming for me is my favorite. Life was amazing too. Tropical Weather was great. The whole album, the only thing that's such a bummer, man, is I can't put this on and re-listen to it for the lyrics. That's the only downside. Having the lyrics up and listening to him as he's going through. I like everything about Canserbero. The production, well, Leandro and the production too, man. But this, I really like this. And what's nice too is I was talking about, I wonder if it's going to lose steam. How much message can we get? He does a good job towards the back end here of kind of going on a personal lane and then closing it out with just a good old fashioned, shit talking song, basically. And I think you have to go that way because you can't. It's weird. The more you say something, the more you diminish the meaning behind it. So if you keep pounding the same message, okay, I get it. Yeah, you said that earlier and all that kind of stuff. But hell of an album. Hell of an album. Yeah, I was thinking, do I like this more than Mierta, Death? And I think so. Death is really good too. That's an excellent album. But these are very different from each other. Yet, like one side of a coin, right? The two albums being each side. I think what connects the most for me is just like these haphazard thoughts that he has that seems to go shooting through, and the way he writes them and the way he explains how he feels, and just I see this and I see this and I think about that and I think about this and this, and it's just that's how my mind feels, just constant like ping pong. It's just all over the place. Just but I like that he offers up some ideas. That's why I like so much It Takes Dreaming. Or what was it called? It Takes Dreaming, yeah. Just this focus on something. Because like I was saying earlier, I work at trying to push negative out, which is great, but that's only halfway. I got to put something positive instead in the brain. Something positive to think about. Something, even if it's just daydreaming, literally dreaming about something that could be, and how amazing that would be, and how wonderful that would be, and all that kind of stuff. Great artist, man. Great artist. You can tell. The thing too, what I like about him so much is you can tell he cares. This is not entertainment for him. This is something that's very real, very personal, very much tied to his heart, who he is, what he cares about. And that shit, it just shines through. It shines through so much. And look, I know he feels pretty strongly about, the entertainment portion of music, especially in hip hop and stuff like that. Entertainment has its place, and it's not like every artist out there has to be as intense as Canserbero is, but it's just something amazing when you hear an artist that just cares about what they make. It always comes through. And that's why anytime if I talk to somebody who's working on stuff, it sounds so cliche and stereotypical and all that stuff, but you just have to be you. And you gotta make something you care about. And you don't worry about if it does anything or not. Like, it has to matter to you first. If that's the lane you're in. Now, obviously, entertainment is a different game. That's a different game. But these guys that really make something that they care about, it shines through so much to me. It's so obvious. It's incredible, too. It's powerful. It's very powerful. Okay, where are we at? 2.5 hours. Yeah, that's right. That's about what I was expecting. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And this is about when I wanted to finish up. So yeah, we're on schedule here. Schedule. Thank you again, Angel, for the translations and the playlist and getting everything set up for me. That was great. You did a good job. Well done. I saw one typo. It was pretty fucking good. One typo. I would have had many typos in there. Okay, y'all. Well, I recommend listen to It Takes Dreaming. And when it gets to the trumpet solo and when it gets to the last 2 minutes, use that as a practice. I'm going to try and use that as a practice of positive daydreaming. Positive daydreaming. Push the negative out. Think about something positive. Focus on positive. It's important. It is important. Even like right now I'm saying, I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't make anything worse. It doesn't make anything worse. So let's start step 1, right? Let's get positive in here. And then step 2, action. Because if you're not positive in here, you're not going to take any action. Or the action you do take is not going to be great, right? Okay, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.